Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Here we go. Friday, October 7th. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat McAfee here on the Pat McAfee Show. Feel Good Friday. Everyone is here. We had a huge game last night. Football! Boom. Nailed it, guys. We nailed it, boys. Football is what we talk about here. Last night it's tough. We can't beat around the bush. Obviously, Tone Diggs, great to see you back in studio, buddy. My first time here to Thunderdome with you here. So, awesome. Diggs, great to see you. Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor, how you guys doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
You got all the boys in the back. I can't exactly see through this window. It's so dark. But I know Zeet's back there, Nick Moraldo with a smiling face. I see you back there, Evie, Gertie. I haven't seen Mitt in the broken arm or leg. He's
ankle.
Ankle.
There you go.
So is he at home resting up?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. I don't know if I missed it. Bill, I know you're back here too. Bruce. You guys are doing awesome. But, hey, I don't want to beat around the bush too much, guys. Okay. We've been talking about it off air all morning. Yeah. What do you think of the game last night? 12-9, absolute barn burner.
Football.
The Indianapolis Colts find a way to beat the Denver Broncos on Thursday night, Prime Video.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Kind of stinks for both teams, right? Because if you're the Broncos, holy shit, our team sucks, and we paid our quarterback $250 million. And then if you're the Colts, oh no, this team might go 8-1 because they squeeze out these games, and so they're going to be middle of the pack. Not really going to change anything. I mean, that was the worst primetime game we've had this year by far, right?
I mean, if you listened, Al Michaels was not propping the game up, I guess, on the pedestal. He was being very real in what was going on in the game, the action, I guess the lack of action we were having. But could you make the argument that this was just Ty Schmidt, for you, could you say, hey, this was just a hell of a defensive battle? This is like old school football.
No, I don't think so. And I believe, because a lot of people were saying that early, and I think it was Stink Schlereth who tweeted, like, this isn't two good defenses. This is two shitty offenses. Let's be very clear about that. I know Irsay was saying, hey, to us, like, this is beautiful. There's no such thing as an ugly win. But, like, if you're a Colts fan, I just don't know how you can feel good about that as, like, moving forward. I mean, yeah, you escaped with one, and the Denver's a completely different story. Like, that's not good. We'll see. I mean, Kyle Brandt, like a lot of people are up in arms about
head coach kind of throwing Russ under the bus a little bit.
So
I'm sure
that's kind of, but like for the Colts, I mean, the O-line's supposed to be your strength, and it is maybe the worst O-line in the NFL. Like, it's putrid. It's terrible. Their whole thing was, hey, we're going to have a good offensive line, Jonathan Taylor, our backs, whatever. Like, what we saw last night isn't their recipe for success. You can't have Matt Ryan dropping back and throwing it 45 times. He wasn't expecting to do that. He got sacked a bunch of times, fumbled again, however many times. Like, they won, but shit, if you're a Colts fan.
It doesn't feel like it, though. No. And I know Jim Irsay, I know Matt Ryan. There's videos of him in the tunnel afterwards, like, congratulating his teammates and like, hey, that's a heck of a job by our defense. Yes, it is, absolutely. And you're right, it's tough to win the NFL, but still at the same time, I don't know how you're super pumped about that one. I guess your defense should take some pride in what they did, though,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. But it's kind of like what Aaron said in his press conference about the Packers. It's like, hey, we can't keep putting our defense and shit. They're scoring 27 points, and it's like, hey, we can't keep putting our defense in these situations because when you're only going to score maybe 9 or 12 points, like you can't expect your defense to fucking hold the team to 6 to 9 points every week. Like, that's incredibly unreasonable. And then, I mean, you would know much more, but then how does that work locker room wise where it's like, hey, guess what? Like, the offense isn't going to fucking score any points. So we got to get a 3 and out on every single possession or force a turnover. And I feel like that wears on you big time. And if it's already week 5 and you're like, Jesus Christ, what the hell's good? Like, guess what? We got 12 more weeks.
Yeah, and that is the thing. Like, I was looking for on the sidelines, both teams. Okay, are we going to see any kind of little altercation between offense and defensive guys? Sometimes it gets chippy. Guys say 1 or 2 comments. I didn't see any. I don't know if you guys did, but do you see something, Diggs?
Not between offense and defense, but there was a picture of Melvin Gordon looking at Russ sitting on the bench, what the fuck is going on?
That'll be around for a while.
And I don't know if we should be surprised. Coming into last night, it was the 32nd and 30th ranked offense as far as points scored. I don't think either team should feel good about who they are at this point in the season. I mean, Colts got a win, so good on you there, but I don't think they should feel good. I mean, poor left tackle got fucking abused all night long.
Bernard Raymond, correct?
Yeah.
Rookie. I mean, very, very tough situation. And
Sure.
I think you're about to get to it. Like, why did they not give him any help, tight end, back, anybody there to chip, help him somehow?
Yeah, and I'm not the only one who noticed it. Like, there was a lot of people tweeting last night. They didn't. And I saw Lombardi tweet about it. Then I started paying attention more. I didn't see them help with a tight end or a running back or anything the entire night. And so, like, as far as the team's concerned, the offense is concerned, and then the coaches. I don't think the coaching staffs on either side really have shined brightly this year.
No, I mean, I guess defensively you can feel
Sure.
decent, but even then, though, do you have to say, all right, well, the offenses that we were going against, whether you're Denver's defense or Indianapolis's D, yeah, we did what we should have done. We gave our team a chance to win, but we got to move on and get ready next week because we're not going to face another offense like this probably all year.
No chance. And if you're Denver's defense, like last week you give up 32 to Vegas, and then this week you give up 12 and still lose. And, of course, they're missing Justin Simmons and Randy Gregory, but the Colts are missing guys too, like Darius Leonard. But if you're Denver, and Ty mentioned it with the locker room, like how can you go back in there when, from what we've heard at least, Russell Wilson has his own office. He got paid $250
Does he really have his own office?
Allegedly.
Rumor.
Got paid $250 million before playing a snap for Denver. Like, if you're Nathaniel Hackett, too, like, okay, they're not getting rid of him. They're getting rid of me. And it feels like because of Seattle in the 4th-and-1 kick, they went for it last night because of 4th-and-1. And instead of just kicking tying, they were like, you know what, screw it. Let's do what we messed up earlier. And then they messed it up again. And now they're 2-3.
Yeah, and Hackett also, maybe he's starting to lay the groundwork because he knows, hey, if someone's leaving here first, it's going to be me, not the quarterback that we have all this guaranteed money locked up into. I know Hackett, I don't know if there's a tweet or anything out there that we have, but he basically sounds like he kind of put it in Russ's hands, didn't he? Like they asked him, hey, what about the ending? Like, what were you seeing? What are you going for? And he said, like, well, we basically gave it up to Russ. Like it was kind of a run pass option. There's 2 plays, it sounds like, and Russ did not like the run, so he calls the pass and game over. See it, let's go home. It's pretty serious. It's crazy the more you think of it, especially this is that pick route. If you watch this from the end zone, hey, Evie, I don't know if I can jog this from here. I know there's a jog button here that I can run this.
Yeah, go ahead and try
Watch
to jog
this.
it.
There you go.
Bam. Okay, well, I think Russ is throwing to KJ Hamler here, so I'm going to run it back. KJ's wide open right here, but Russ's Russ is looking left. Clearly, that's his primary here, which probably should have thought about this. A little rub route you have that works beautifully. And Hamler even said I would walk into the end zone. So watch Russ. He's looking, and then I think he finally watch his head. He peeks. He starts to see Hamler right here. Look. I think I see Hamler. I'm going to drop down and get it in this little window, and then but it's going. Sutton thinks it's coming to him. Look at it. It's right there. I think it's sitting there for Hamler.
Right.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not going to be a completion. But I think Russ was. I'll run it back a little bit. I think he saw Hamler and he realized, oh no, this was open. I'm late. I got to try to throw this thing. And man, what?
Well, isn't there some thought, too, like, hey, Stephon Gilmore is Stephon fucking Gilmore. Like, should we look away from Cortland Sutton? Obviously Cortland Sutton's unbelievable, but, like, in the fourth quarter, you kind of lost the game, too, when you throw at Stephon Gilmore. Like, what are we thinking in that situation?
There was also a Dane Orlovsky's tweet that said Cortland Sutton was route on the left side was obviously a zone beater. The man beater was on this side. Rush should have seen man before the snap, pre-snap read, and went immediately to the right, which he didn't do at all. He just stared Cortland down for a long time, and then I think you're right. He might have seen Hamler there late.
Well, I mean, almost like a second and a half late, though. And you're late and you're in the red zone going in. Good luck. When the compressed field, that's what happens, man. Picks or PBUs to end the game right there. It's a walk-off PBU. Boom, see ya. We're out of here.
Even if so, score-wise, Colts defense did well last night. But I think the broadcast did a decent job highlighting of plays that Russ could have made last night, and either the throw was off or he didn't see it right. There was a
Jerry Jeudy. Remember, he could have dropped it like in the bucket in the very front corner of the end zone. Kirk even said like, just a little bit more air under this one to give Jeudy a chance to get to it because he did have him. He had him beat and he had a little window before the safety got over top.
There was it was either a cross or a post going from right hash to over the left hash, and he could have laid it out flatter. Instead, he threw it deeper, which brought the safety into play. There was quite a few. I wonder. A lot of people go at Russ today.
I don't know if it's like just obviously new scheme, new offense, new terminology, all that. We're hearing that the cadence, the offensive line still can't feel comfortable with his cadence. Was it Mitchell Schwartz, one of those tweets somebody put in the group chat that said, hey, after 5 weeks and you've been together in training camp for 6 weeks, this can't be the case, right?
Well, that's what it's like. He didn't get traded. It's not like he got traded right before. Like they've had an entire offseason program together. And, if you're a guy who a lot of people say is a first ballot Hall of Famer, like I just don't.
You get that situated in May.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you get to your first mini camp in June, you have your cadence. You hopefully your line feels, at least your starters feel pretty comfortable with how you call your cadence.
Yeah, it just seems like a bad, sloppy excuse. But also, Russ used to be the king of throwing those deep balls, and now you look at it, I think he's 2 of 17 on throws over 20 yards. It's the worst in the NFL, and he's not even giving guys an opportunity to go up and get it. They kept showing where he's throwing to parts of the field where nobody's at. So I don't know if it's miscommunication, but again, that goes back to all right, well then what the hell have you guys been doing the last 4 months? It's
Russ always talks about first one in, last guy out. He spends 20 hours at the facility. It seems like, right?
And he's got his own field. Tell you what, I must be getting soft. I kind of felt bad when he's Broncos country.
That's right.
When he was walking, why'd you feel bad?
I don't know.
That they didn't do it with him?
No, he just seemed sad.
Yeah, but
If you're sad, you don't need to use your tagline still.
No, I'm not saying he should have, but I was just.
That's what I mean. Let's Ride was cool in the offseason before he fucking stunk, but now he's at the point where it's okay, stop fucking saying.
Now it feels like
"Let's
he's
ride."
a movie character, almost like he's
always
playing
been
a
a movie
role in a
character.
movie. And I know what Kyle Brandt had some harsh words about, or not harsh, but he said something about he's an unlikable personality in the league, right? Something like that. And it seems like, he thinks he's big time.
Called him a poser.
Is that the perception?
Whoa.
From the majority of people outside, casual fans of football and diehards, is that the perception you think more and more now? Is that Russ is kind of okay, big time, he's arrived, you can't talk to him, he's above everybody?
I don't think it was 2-3 years ago when he was still in Seattle, but now you hear all of the stuff from his ex-teammates and Pete Carroll, and that stuff's starting to kind of circulate a little bit more. And it might be jumping to conclusions and say whatever you want to say about it, but couldn't that also be why a lot of these guys aren't on the same page, is because they haven't been spending that much time together? It's hey, Russ might be in the mindset of I'm going to be ready to go. I'm first one in, last one out. But if you're not actually building chemistry and camaraderie with these guys, then does it matter?
No, not at all, because he can't do it himself. That's the thing. You got to throw to somebody. You got to have somebody block for you, and Russ knows he's dependent on all those guys.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that he's missing throws. It's not as if these dudes aren't open.
And it's kind of it's how many games now? 5 games?
5, yeah.
And it's somewhat consistent over those 5 games to where he does show flashes of the old Russ at times, but not nearly as much as I think we should have seen by now.
Yeah, and just the decisions. Obviously the Hamler is one thing, but
he chucked up the other
that
pick that
chuck.
even Kirk said. Kirk's he looked this way, and then before even looking, he just fired that thing down the field. That one was a bit interesting. Did he think he had a penalty or something, or a free play? That's what I almost thought for a second.
It was wild. He was about to get sacked, and it's not like they were, on the 50 outside of field goal range. They're in field goal range, can get points. He's about to get sacked, and instead of just taking a sack and kicking it, he was basically just fuck it, and just threw it up to nobody. There wasn't anybody in that little area, and he just passed it to the safety, basically.
And one of their biggest plays, when I was watching the Prime Video halftime show, and they're talking, I think Fitzpatrick said, hey, they need to take some shots down the field. They need to create some juice, some energy. And Russ did that, I believe, in the third quarter when they caught the ball.
Sure.
Cortland Sutton catches the ball deep across the middle when it's to him and his other, I forget who the other receiver was. They both had hands on it. Mm-hmm. Sutton luckily came down with it. And the back judge set a beautiful pick right here on the safety or linebacker that I feel pretty bad for this dude, man. Watch this back judge, I guess you call him.
Could be a pick.
Annihilates the safety right here.
That's the same guy that intercepted that lob.
And this can't be the right route combination.
No.
You have 2 guys in the same spot, both of them with their hands on it. This is, if you're counting on coming down with these kind of balls every game, good luck. Good luck winning consistently in the NFL if this is how your big plays come, because the ref sets a beautiful pick on a guy that probably would have had a good chance of the interception.
Yeah.
You know what last night was great for? Crowd reaction shots. There was really good Denver Bronco crowd reaction shots.
I feel like Amazon did. I thought about this. I think I even put it in my phone when I was watching. They did a great job, whoever their spotters are, of finding the crowd react. I was like, this is perfect. Every person felt like, oh, you've really given us an accurate representation of what is happening at that field tonight.
And then people were leaving after the fourth quarter. They knew.
Who leaves when overtime starts?
Even before, look at that. There's 5 seconds on the clock, and they're just like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not sitting around for this.
That's what's unbelievable to me. Like, obviously, I understand leaving early. Nobody wants to get stuck in traffic, but leaving before overtime starts for your own team, that's like mind-boggling.
Well, and then you had the shots of the Walton family group up there chewing on ice chips in the in the press
What,
box.
you don't think they're dialed into all the game plan, know what's going on? In football.
Robson looked like he was about to fucking fall asleep, and you can't blame him because shit. When this went into overtime, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll see how this one ended tomorrow. There's no point in staying up for this game. I ended up watching it, but it's like it's just so bad. But also watching this, like, how do you have confidence that, like, all of a sudden next week or in 3 weeks from now, like, the Broncos are just going to turn it on?
No.
Who's Denver play next?
Let me look it up.
And also, what is being overshadowed here because they won is Indianapolis. Now they played.
I think they're Monday Night Football with the Chargers.
They are.
They have a decent little so the Chargers will be tough, but then they have the Jets, the Jags, the Titans, the Raiders, the Panthers. That's not like murderer's row.
But you don't feel great about that.
No,
the Jags. Like the Jags still
Jags are going to get pressure on Russ.
Yeah,
you know
Titans,
that?
Yes.
Titans don't feel good about it. Like, although
Even the Jets, you don't know with the Jets too. Like game to game, those guys look like at times that they can be serious.
yeah, they squeeze out wins, and that could be a Flacco revenge game
man.
too.
They're
Again,
definitely serious.
Again,
Yeah.
another one. You're right.
yeah, 2 Flacco revenge games in one season.
No, I don't wish that upon anybody.
No.
no.
That's tough to
Footsteps gets going. You
No,
know what
Jets are a
happens.
team. You're right. They only beat really good teams. So
Exactly.
Jets are a good team.
You understand, Tony? You've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand. Zach Wilson can make every throw.
He's a guy.
Yeah.
He can make every throw. You're right. But what I mentioned a second ago, the Colts are almost being overshadowed. How they won the game, and you should always be happy with the win. You shouldn't be mad about a win, I guess. But you're not really talking about how the Colts played, how poorly they played offensively. I think because we're talking about Russ and Hackett and what they're doing, and maybe it's a good thing. Maybe the Colts can just let it die down and hopefully get back on track next week and get another win, but also get the offense going.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't think there's any way you can sugarcoat it. This team sucks.
Which one?
They fucking suck.
What's their official record?
Both
Ty?
do. It doesn't matter though. Like you look at them. I don't care if they make the playoffs. I don't care who they're playing. Probably going to get beat by like 40.
I was just about to say.
They just have no offensively. Again, they and the Broncos have the 2 lowest points per game in the league, and then you worry about injuries. And it's the same deal. It's like if you don't have your offensive line figured out at this point, they're still shuffling guys around trying to find out the combination that works. I just don't know how all of a sudden week 8 it's going to be like, oh, we got it. We unlocked it. We're good. Matt Ryan's going to have all the time in the world to throw now. Jonathan Taylor's going to be okay. I mean, I guess you can be excited about the defense, but I just do not know how you're excited watching the Colts going forward.
Yeah, they may end up winning the South and then, being like a 10.5 point underdog to the Bills or Chiefs or whoever.
I mean, yeah, you're right. That's best case scenario for them, isn't it?
Yeah, at home though. Like they might. I don't know about
yeah.
the Bills and the Chiefs, but they might
you're
get
right,
a
'cause
home
it'll be
playoff
4-5
game
or
against
whatever.
let's say the Chargers get a wild card spot or the Dolphins. Like if the Dolphins get a wild card spot and they're to play the Colts, I think I would bet on the Dolphins to win by like 28 points.
Yeah. Right now, I absolutely I wonder if this is a team where we could look back a month and a half from now and be like, hey, imagine we were killing the Colts and they didn't have anything going, and now look at them. Look how good they are. Like, are they a team that has that? Is that even possible for them?
Well, their best player, that's the problem. And obviously, Jonathan Taylor didn't play last night, and he's their best player on offense. But, if you don't have a fucking O-line, you're running. It doesn't matter who you're running.
No matter who's back there, you're right. You're screwed.
You're screwed. And, obviously, going into this season, I think we all thought, I think Ty just said this too, okay, the Colts, they get Matt Ryan, they get Carl Wentz out of the building, and hopefully with their unbelievable O-line and running back, they'll be able to beat teams running the ball and then play defense. And they can't run the ball. And
what's going on with the O-line? I know last night Ryan Kelly got hurt. They already shuffled everybody around, and then Ryan Kelly gets hurt, the starting center.
Yeah.
So then he comes out, okay, more issues we have to deal with here, but coming into this season, they were supposed to be one of the better offensive lines in the league.
Yeah,
it's the tackles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have the best guard of all time and a good center, but when you can't protect your guy off the edge, I mean, defenses are going to fucking absolutely feast off that.
And everyone was going after Bernhard Raymond again because he did. I mean, he just couldn't. He had no business being out there on an island, with Chubb or whoever they were sending.
Aaron Browning was having a night.
Yeah, exactly.
For them
but on
too.
the other side, Pryor, he couldn't do anything either. He was consistently getting beat. So it's and then at that point, Quentin Nelson, when was the last time we saw him get his block?
Yeah, Evie, can you pop that back up
taken
there?
off like that? That doesn't happen either. I don't know. It's just
Ever.
And again, it's easy to talk about how the season's gone by pretty fast so far. It's hard to believe we're already in October, but we're basically a third of the way through the regular season.
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy.
You kind of are who you are at this point.
You're right. You've kind of created your identity. I think. Obviously, we're going to see where they go from here, but you have some kind of idea of what the foundation of your squad might be. I think.
Yeah, and it just, I hate to do it, but it feels as though it goes back to Frank Reich. Like it really does. Who's making the decisions to move the O-line around? I don't know. It might not be Frank Reich. It might be the O-line coach. But we do know Frank Reich's calling plays.
Should have final say, too.
Yeah, and he's not, nothing that they do
Ultimately,
on
it ends with him. Everything ends with him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's an offensive coach, so yes.
Bingo. And it's like, I get the whole Matt Ryan thing, but like you guys said with Russ, like, hey, yeah, he went through a full training camp. It's the second quarter of the season. Like that was their 5th game of the year. Like there has to be some sort of momentum, and there just isn't any.
Okay, so other than the defense for Indianapolis Colts, what would be one positive thing you could take from their offense? Can you think of a positive?
Kicker played well.
Yeah, McLaughlin.
You're right. He won him the game. He won him the game. He really did.
I think also when you look at like Michael Pittman Jr.,
He's good.
from his rookie year to now, like Michael Pittman Jr. is a very good.
Alec Pierce
Alec
looks
Pierce,
like he's coming along.
If they didn't have Alec Pierce, man, he converted a lot of big time catches for them. Like that
Caught
dude.
that one ball with his penis.
He did.
That was sweet. Paris Campbell
Paris
even.
Campbell got a nice ball and got upfield, like a little, what was a little screen or side, like
Yeah, it
1
looked
yard
like a
now
run.
out.
Listen,
Yeah.
coming from a team that has that roots for a team that has decent weapons on the outside, and then the O-line is stunk. Yeah, the hope is few and far between when that's the situation. I think you'd much rather have a team that has a really solid O-line and maybe the weapon.
Some young guys that are they just need to kind of come into their own and need to figure it
Sure.
out.
That's
So
the
the Packers
Lions right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lions, Packers,
Patriots.
same deal.
Those offenses are good. I did want to ask you a question because you feels like this is right up your alley. Something that
I missed these while you were gone.
that you
I missed these
you used
questions.
to do too. The report that Russ was sitting in his locker an hour after the game with his pad still on.
Was that really reported, honestly?
Like it was his homecoming night and it was his last home game after a high school football loss.
Been there.
I don't like these stories.
Now, is that part of the?
Con was there his last 5 senior years.
Is that
Showering with my pads
part of him being? This is the movie character I'm supposed to be, or
What do you think?
I'm thinking that's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be super upset about this. And I'm going to sit here until I feel like I've sat here long enough and showed that I
And-
care.
Yes, I am sure Russ absolutely cares, and it's
agree.
killing him. But guess what? You could go sit in the training room too and wait till the media leaves if you're that distraught. You don't have to sit where everyone is just going to stare at you while you're on a stool. Like there's places away from the media where you can sit and sulk.
Joe-
Maybe you don't be safe. Better go sit in the cold tub or hot tub or something. They can't come in there.
Joe Burrow did this after week 1 when they lost the Steelers. Did the exact same thing, and they reported on it. And
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of this from any of you about it then when
It's
Joe
about
Burrow
intent.
did
It's
it.
about intent because Joe doesn't really have a lot of the other things.
Well, he doesn't.
that come along with
And
it.
Joe doesn't remember sitting there after that game. So
Joe
we
doesn't
can't
remember any game he plays.
We can't remember. We can't blame Joe. For
He's
doing
not
that,
sure if he's
okay?
had any concussions.
He was just trying to
though,
figure
right?
out where he was at.
He doesn't
okay?
know what the second half looks like, but at least
He doesn't have that water, Nick.
Yeah, and for Burrow, it's like at least he's not going up there being like the candy ass that we're talking about, and like the character that it seems Russ thinks that he's supposed to.
It doesn't seem authentic, but from everything we know of Russ, it is
Sure.
who Russ is. But does he ever crack? It's almost like politicians. You see these politicians, like when do we get to see them become human?
Exactly.
I don't know when, and I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I just wonder.
Well, and you could tell the offense, the way Hamler was fucking throwing his helmet down after the game. Like, these guys are all frustrated. You'd think that maybe, this week in practice, if he gets after guys' asses a little bit and maybe drops a couple F-bombs, but, I don't think that's going to happen. And also,
They might be coming at him at practice.
Well,
they might get fed up,
sure.
it sounds like.
For sure. This type of shit, though, that just – if guys already don't like him or they don't really want anything to do with him, this is just driving a wedge further between that, right?
Big time, yeah. The players know. Players see that. And when your players are slamming helmets on the ground publicly for everybody to see, they know. KJ Hamler is super frustrated, but he knows this is all on camera, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's always aware of what it looks like to the rest of the team, what kind of message it may send. It's not good right now in Denver.
Well, I think that's the positive with Indy too. Like Matt Ryan's coming off the field, motherfucking himself and
Yeah, but
slamming
Frank
his
didn't like
helmet.
that. Frank
Frank didn't like it, and that's why it feels.
Watch your stinking mouth.
Yeah, like Russell Wilson feels like the Frank Reich of quarterbacks in the NFL, and Frank Reich feels like the Russell Wilson of coaches in the NFL. But I would much if they were together, they would probably bring Christ back down from heaven. But I feel as though
Russ did tweet that today, though. Too.
Did he?
Yeah, God is good. New day.
Bingo.
Okay, good.
And I'm
I
sure
like the
Frank Reich.
positivity.
probably wrote that in his journal today too. So it's
Frank was stinking mad multiple times
was
during that game.
that 2-minute drill.
Has he always had those glasses?
Yeah, what was with those glasses?
I think
Those
he
are
watched
sweet.
the
that's what I'm
Dahn Netflix series and was like, "Holy fuck, that guy's got some style," and then just threw those on.
You think he's gonna put some blonde highlights in his hair? Doesn't have to really worry.
There were a lot of people that said that on the internet last night, and I don't know if they're reports like Tony was talking about yesterday with tweets.
See,
being
Frank's hip.
reports.
I can
Frank's
look at
hip.
those
He's up
reports.
with all the cool new fashions, right?
I mean, no, he stinks. But
Oh my gosh, you're right. Those are straight out of the show.
oh yeah, the exact same ones. But Dahmer swears. I think that's the only difference, really. Well, and of course, Frank doesn't eat people or anything like that. He's a good guy. But those glasses are absurd.
Colts people have to be somewhat frustrated, I would imagine, right?
Somewhat.
Are you kidding me?
What?
They got the win,
We
so-
got to win. We got a prime time win. We got an extra an extra bye week for you. You get a couple days
Exactly.
off. Maybe guys can go home. Hopefully, no one gets in trouble. This is a lot of times when players get in trouble. You could play a Thursday game. A lot of coaches will give you Friday, Saturday. Maybe come back late Sunday, or just come back Monday. Guys go home. Oh, cool! I'm back in my college city or wherever I'm at. Boom, arrest. Hopefully, nothing happens.
AJ, they were using Matt Ryan like he was a dish rag wiping up a spill on the kitchen floor. They were using his body to rub around on the turf. Like you can't feel good about it.
Yeah, to hit to
I
Nick's
agree.
point, that's where Supergrass would have been awesome. But
Supergrass.
also,
Yeah.
You imagine Supergrass if they hadn't out there?
I mean,
That's where Vaughn used to play too.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably where.
At
it's
make it-
Mile
they'll
High,
make it
I
happen.
figured Mile High was the only place that Supergrass would grow
That'll be the first place. Once they establish there, we'll have to find other ways. But yeah.
Yeah.
because
Big-
sea level and pH level and stuff like that. I got a question.
Okay.
For you. You played in the NFL on defense, and Herbie mentioned it a billion times last night. Are all defenses literally just playing like, all right, we'll give you everything underneath right now?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're playing a team that proves that they can't really go deep on you and they can't like drive the field. Yeah, but there's always like every playbook you see. Not everyone. A lot of them have like a 5-yard no cover zone from like the line of scrimmage 5 yards. It'll say like no cover zone. Like don't even think about getting caught down there because if you're down there, it means they got a little bait in front of you. Don't take the cheese and someone's coming behind you. So yeah, a lot of times always like, hey, drop to the sticks, right in front of the sticks, whatever. Take away that, and then make them throw the ball in front of you, and we'll rally. We'll make the tackle, get them on the ground, and we'll live to play another day. And we don't think they can drive the length of the field like this on us. They're going to make a mistake.
I found it because Gus Bradley, that's the DC right now for Colts, right?
Yep.
He was with the Raiders last year or whatever, and he refused to do that against the Chiefs. But it's nice to see that he's potentially learned that that's a decent way to play defense here this
Well,
year.
we heard Kirk yesterday. I mean, Kirk told us the whole game plan. It sounds like when he came on yesterday, he was like, "Yeah, we're going to back him up, throw in front of us. Well, you can't drive the lane. You can't beat us this way. You're going to make mistakes." And that's exactly what we saw. I feel like, and also we're going to get a ton of pressure on you too. Like I don't get like for Matt Ryan, how much pressure he had and what Denver was doing. I don't know if they were doing enough to warrant that much pressure. They were winning one-on-ones,
Yes.
running nice little games, looping, all that stuff. The Quentin Nelson deal with Josie Jewell, Quentin was not looking. Boom, ear hole. That's what Vaughn's talking about. If we can watch a little bit of it here. I'm going to jog this thing.
No, that's what AQ's talking. AQ hated.
Yeah, we're going to go to the end zone view here. I'm going to jog this thing forward. If you see, we don't have a great view, but watch Quentin Nelson here. You can see the 5 on his jersey, or they're 5'6" right there. Look at him. Okay, look, he's looking at the tackle right in front of him, and that tackle's smart. Hey, look at me. I'm going to be rushing here. I'm going to slow play. Boom, stepped, and then I'm going to go under and watch Quentin start to turn his head, and right as he turns his head, Josie Jewell, see ya. Like, good luck, Quentin, finding a way with that. Like, he wasn't really looking, and as soon as he looks, he gets blasted. Josie Jewell, credit to him for keep going, man.
Yeah,
This
then
guy,
he got the sack.
He
Exactly.
continues to go.
Matt
and get
Ryan
the sack.
fumbled here. He got it. I think luckily, Quentin might
Quentin
have
came
actually
back and
recovered
did it.
this.
Good job. Great play.
And then
by
jump forward too.
Matt Ryan,
Oh, yeah, Quentin got it and tried to kill somebody.
Yeah,
He lowered his
yeah.
head. Yeah. So I would have too, probably, if I would have felt like I just got blasted right there by Josie Jewell.
I mean, can you rewind it just a little? Like, look at
Yes.
Matty Ice, like on the ground. He can't be that happy with. Like, look at this. That
Twisting
is-
his fucking neck around like he's Gumby.
he needs to do more of those hand squeeze things.
Oh,
'cause-
no. I got some of those over in the weight room. I brought a couple.
You did?
Yeah, I got one at least. I use those in
Grip
the car
strength?
on the way here all the time. Dude. Boom, yeah, that counts you. I got one that has a little counter on it. It'll tell you exactly how many reps you've done, too, Diggs. It's right over there.
I mean, it is tough.
Get it during break. And a forearm one, this guy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
It's like middle school. You still always
Unless we
want
don't have a
that.
neck machine.
We can get one.
yeah, we need to get one of those.
You know what I have? Oh, I got a great neck thing I'll bring.
Okay.
What's that?
Joe Rogan's big on it.
Towel?
I have
The
one
iron
too.
neck. You put it in the door and it rotates. I'll bring mine. I have one. You can have it. I'll bring it.
I use mine in my bathroom.
Your iron neck?
Yeah.
You do? Why? Because you
Put
like
it to
being
your
naked?
door and you just fucking go up and down.
You got doors in your house other than your bathroom, right?
Yeah.
You just like being in there so you can see yourself in the mirror?
Yeah, sometimes
Well,
I
if you do it
dump
too
and
hard
do
and
it.
poop your pants, you can just.
While you're sitting on the toilet? That's actually multitask. See?
Yeah.
See, it's unbelievable. When's Pat coming on day? 1 o'clock? Is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah,
Believe so.
second hour.
He's in Kansas right now. What?
Do you think, and I actually do believe this Colts team with how their O-line is probably better with Carl Wentz, and last year's team with how their O-line is probably better with Matt Ryan?
I don't.
Probably. Yeah. Seems like it, doesn't it?
And granted, obviously Jonathan Taylor, but it feels like this O-line where, you need a guy who can run around and make plays, which as we know Carl does. Sometimes he makes bad plays, sometimes he makes good ones. But then last year's O-line is where you didn't need that kind of guy, and you more so needed, the Matt Ryan quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. It does have to kind of marry up with who you have back there because every O-lineman, I think a lot of them, they just like to know, hey, where is the quarterback going to be?
Yeah.
Like when he takes his drop, where is he set up, especially if you're an outside guy. I want to make sure I can push my guy over the edge and make him rush past the quarterback, all those little things. And especially when a guy like Kyler, yeah, you love what he can do, but O-linemen at times get frustrated. Like, man, I don't know where this guy's going to be. Like, I have my guy completely blocked and feel good, but Kyler's scrambling so much, all of a sudden these guys are darting in and out, and I can't block them.
On the other side, I feel like, Russ is getting killed, deservedly so, but anytime they would get a little bit of momentum or they'd be driving, boom, they'd either get like a false start or a holding or something like that. And we talked about, the cadence and guys still not being on the same page with him. How much of that do you think is actually on Russ and the cadence and the offense just not gelling? And how much of that is on Nathaniel Hackett being a first-year head coach and these guys just not being disciplined? Because I feel like if that's like Mike McCarthy, like they're fucking killing McCarthy for that. It's all look how undisciplined this team is. Like that's a big part of it, I think.
I mean, I think a lot of it comes to the head coach. It really does. And yeah, of course, Russ needs. If Russ even has an inkling that hey, these guys don't feel comfortable with my cadence, you got to figure out something. Like by now, we're in October. You should have already figured that out and been whatever. Either he adjusts. Keeps them after. They always do something like he explains it to them to where they can get it and they understand it. But Hackett, yeah, I mean, I think because of a lot of decisions that he makes every single game so far in his young head coaching career, yeah, we got to question everything that's going on over there.
Well, and like Connor mentioned it feels like the fourth down they went for late in overtime was a direct response to them not going for it against Seattle, and it's like almost like he's in his own head already.
Yeah, he needs to get some wins and not worry about that. Because I understand how he's feeling that way, but you're right. Like if that stuff is like creeping in to making decisions, it's like making emotional decisions as a coach. I think it's the worst thing you can do is make emotional decisions if you're a play caller. It just doesn't. I don't think it works out well for you. So,
I did see last night. I can't remember who tweeted or whatever, but the more and more we see of Russ, we have to apologize to Nathaniel Hackett for attempting the 60-yard field goal over letting Russ go for it.
I mean,
That's fair.
Maybe you think Hackett's thinking that too. Like, maybe here, you guys understand now. You get it? At least take that decision off of me, please.
Well, then last night's a perfect example of when you should have done it then, because they haven't been able to do shit. And
Take the
worst
tie. Oh, I wish the Colts had 2 ties right now.
part, yeah, 1, 2, and 2.
That game probably should have been a tie for how it
yeah,
went and how
100%.
Al's talking about it all night too. Like that should have been a tie.
Yeah, that's a hockey.
And then
record.
you'll hear Al talk about it 15 years from now. Kirk and I did a game on Thursday night. Broncos Colts, real barn burner, a lot of action.
Almost quit Amazon right after it because I hated it so much. It was terrible.
Did you guys watch with the next gen stats or whatever that's
No
called?
point
Yeah.
to. There's no stats.
I watched most of it on there. There wasn't stats. But I just liked it at IDs where the receivers
Yeah.
are and who's who, and it kind of follows them with their routes and shows you a little bit of the combinations they're running. I like that. Now they have started to pop up things that almost are like opinion pieces at times. I know
like
Pat
that.
worried about this. Like whatever they pop up there, someone's going to watch and say, "Oh, that player is either good or bad based on what this says."
It should be like Microsoft Word when the paperclip would pop up and only give you facts, okay? That Clippy never gave us any fucking opinions. He only gave us helpful tidbits on how to make our papers better, and that's what the alternate class should be.
You're right. I don't know exactly like all the different stats and stuff they put up. But I remember walking by one time and it said like, the Colts offensive line has struggled mightily, or gave their opinion. I'm like, who's writing this? Like, what kind of slant do they have? So I understand it's not a huge
Could be
deal.
Bezos.
Maybe right? Maybe Bezos. Does he know, do you think he knows
Football?
a lot about the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Have you seen him?
Did you see him hanging out with Raj? I mean,
He's jacked. Yeah.
He might be playing safety for the team he plays on when he buys it.
How old is Bezos now?
34.
Looks good. He's younger than me, man. That dude's done a lot with his life. I better get going.
Yeah, but I do think he's only like 50.
Oh no, I was talking about
58.
the counter aging.
Breaking news, Zeet.
No, he's done counter aging, so you can't look at his actual birth date.
Well,
Benjamin
before he
Button.
started Amazon, he was a scout for Bill Walsh, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that's why Lombo knows
He
him,
worked
right?
with Lombo,
Lombardi's
yeah.
a big Bill
Exactly.
Walsh guy.
He
That's
worked
right.
with Lombo
And
together.
Lombardi's a big Bezos guy.
It's amazing this thing all comes full circle like this. And Tony Gonzalez works on Amazon show, right?
And
You like that, Joe?
Bezos is hooking up with his wife.
You like Tunnel Talk?
Ex-wife. Excuse me?
Tunnel Talk, where Gonzo and Matt
that what they
Ryan,
call it? Okay,
yeah,
that's
it's
what
called
it-
Tunnel Talk.
Was this the first one, or did I miss the other ones? Because I saw this one with Tony G walking with Matt Ryan.
I don't know.
And then
if
you
there
awkwardly
have been-
kind of stop
Yeah,
when
they
you get
just
to the
stopped.
end.
Yep.
Like super duper. Hey, we're gonna do a walk and talk. And I've been a part of a few of those, trying to be the interviewer and the interviewee. Either way is awkward. Like, if I'm being interviewed and I'm walking, I'm like, okay, do I need to pick up the pace? Like, I don't even know what I'm saying because we're all trying to make sure we walk at the same weird, slow pace. And then, oh, wait, he stopped. What if I just keep walking? That's what I thought the whole time.
That would be sweet, but they are changing the game. I mean, Tunnel Talk was freaking sweet.
Yeah, it was
Did you
fucking
see that?
awesome.
Jelani Pierce.
I did see.
That was sick.
And the boom mic kept hitting him in the face,
Yep.
coming in the shot.
That's hilarious.
It's like an SNL skit.
Yeah, it was. It was a little bit. Hey, why not? I mean, can't bring an umbrella to a brainstorm, right?
no, you
Amen.
can't.
Shoot or shoot.
Yeah, try something new.
Did you have any? What did you think of anyone that saw like a lot of the post game stuff? Richard Sherman was heated. This dude
yeah.
was upset and just saying how they should have ran the ball. The Broncos should have ran the ball, right?
I think that was a little bit of he thinks he should probably have another ring.
A little PTSD from
I'm
what
pretty
happened
sure-
with
I'm
when
pretty
he
sure
was
that was the situation
What happened?
there.
on Russ's team.
Don't.
What happened? I don't remember.
They had the other guys told him the guys in the panel, didn't they? What did they say?
Yeah,
Ty?
they kept saying like, "What? Did you have experience with this? What are you talking about? This is."
You know that con. Remember what happened in the Super Bowl con? They could have ran it with Marshawn. They threw it interception.
No, I forget. I just remember Malcolm Butler making a great play. I don't remember.
Here's the
him
thing with that
running the
play.
ball.
It's about you. It's not about the other team. You're right.
Bingo.
Good for you.
With that
Respect.
4th and 1 play, didn't they run on first, second, and third down last night right before that 4th and 1?
Yeah,
believe
and,
that's right.
and before the Gilmore interception, they ran on first, second, and third down in the fourth quarter, and then it was 3rd and 4.
Didn't
and
he
they
start in the
started running.
gun, then go or start in the underneath center, and then they call a timeout, and then go back to gun? Was that last night?
Yeah, I was OT.
Yep.
Tell you what, they were in the gun last night. If they were under center, that probably would have been a different result.
Maybe.
Also, just run the fucking ball.
I mean, that's what
Like,
Sherm was trying to tell you.
yeah,
that's why
we're-
Sherm was losing his mind.
Yeah,
If
we're
Javonte
joking
Williams
about
is
that,
there,
but
maybe they do.
seriously. Yeah, true.
I think you also have to take it with a grain of salt because we know that Sherm hates Russell's guts.
Sure.
Absolutely.
But how long have we known that?
Forever.
This entire offseason.
Oh yeah, that's but not 5 years. You don't know that you didn't know that 5-6 years ago, did you?
No,
I
he
didn't.
wasn't saying this stuff 5-6
He
years
wasn't,
ago.
but there was little stuff here and there. I feel like that came out from
Little
Seattle.
bits,
Like as soon
yeah.
as Sherm left and they were breaking up the Legion of Boom, really, there was little bits, right, about like kind of being different people being held to different standards, right?
yeah,
They
I
never-
would love to get like the Bobby Wagner, perspective.
Yeah, he's such a
on it.
classy, quiet
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
What does he
On the
say?
Well,
defense.
unfortunately, he's going through a lawsuit right now. So
well,
No,
and
he's not.
He
Good job, Bobby.
he kind of did mention about how like the way he was let go from Seattle was like very unceremonious and like he
He
promptly,
found out through Twitter. I think
Yeah,
he said.
exactly. And Russ, I mean, I guess it's not like he had some big exquisite send off or anything like that, but I would guess that those guys, especially now when we hear more stuff about the way Russ was in the building with Team 3 and how he kind of was held to a different standard than a lot of guys. Like,
But
I mean,
that's on Pete though, right? Even though now Pete seems like he's coming out on the side of his other players, and not Russell's side. But aren't the players blaming Pete for that different set of standards that they had?
yeah, maybe, but also like, aren't your hands kind of tied? Like, if you invest all this money in this guy to play quarterback, it's the most important position in sports. Like, what is he gonna do? Be like, you know what, Russ? No, you're not doing any of this
He
bullshit.
already knew. Like, what's the old the dumb saying? Like, you made your bed, now you lay in it. Or,
Right.
yeah,
Devil,
Like,
you
Sleep in
know.
it.
Yeah, there you go. Like I guess Pete probably knew. Like, all right, once Russ became Russ and he was the man, you won a Super Bowl and he's this good and he's playing that well. Like, Pete can't switch it up all of a sudden. You're
No.
right. It's going to be. Even Pete knew then. Probably, this isn't going to end well.
We
I bet he did.
kind of though. Remember, like he fired the was it Brian Schottenheimer that Russ
Yeah,
wanted the
I bet that's when a lot of the strife became
So
more
we're gonna run the
public with
ball
Russ
more.
and them.
Yeah, wouldn't let him cook.
Yeah, and now especially it's like, oh, Pete Carroll's a genius, and he knew that if Russell left, like he was going to be just fine with Geno Smith. Like if you're in Seattle, you got to feel awesome because I bet
How good does Geno Smith feel right now?
incredible.
Addition by subtraction.
And where did Pete watch the game? And do we have a live feed? Was there like a GoPro on Pete while he watched this game? Because I think that would be a very fun watch along.
Yeah, I bet he was.
Imagine how juiced he was.
He's probably in his underoos with
he's
his
too
New
classy.
Balances on.
He went through an entire bottle of Jergens last night watching that game.
What do you mean?
Juice.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Went through a bottle of Jergens? What was he doing with it?
Stroking his
jerking
balloon.
off.
He was so excited.
okay.
Yeah.
Hammering Capri Sun.
Okay, that's what these are what the fans of the program would ask. So I have to let you guys. You can't be coy about that.
That's a good point.
That's not what I was
Thank you,
referencing, but
What else are you using a bottle of
Big
Jergens
Ben.
for?
Yeah, what are you using about? What are you talking about?
listen, when you get that old, your skin gets pretty dry pretty quickly.
Oh no,
So-
he's got that beautiful, Southern Carolina or Southern
SoCal.
California up to Washington skin. He doesn't have to worry about.
Washington.
You're right.
He
It
doesn't
is
have to worry
good
about that.
humidity in the air around there too. They probably don't need fucking.
Get ashy.
So what's
I get
the
ashy. My legs get ashy sometimes.
What about your elbows?
Yeah, a little bit,
All the time.
especially in the winter, man. You gotta get some. You gotta get some.
got a
lotion on there,
humidifier?
right? Somewhere.
What about that company that waterproofed your basement? You think they could
C
probably
and J. You talking about C and J?
Yeah.
they could probably install a nice humidifier for
Save
it.
you thousands and
Thousands
thousands
and
and thousands of dollars.
That thing took on a life of its own, man. That was amazing. We're gonna take 5, guys. You know that.
Take 5.
We're gonna
Five.
take 5. Take a quick break. We have a ton of stuff to go over. Obviously, we feel like the Broncos Colts situation deserved a lot of time. We'll jump back into it a little bit with Pat. Maybe have some clips to show when he comes on in the 1 o'clock hour at some point. But I know there's Jalen Hurts press conferences. There's a chess champ, which the boys tell me this is real. That he
Update.
was an update. He was possibly cheating with things in his rectum. He was stashing them, and now they may be checking for that somehow. Hopefully, that's not the case going into all venues for NFL games, wherever they have to check people's
Sure.
rectums
They should.
in case they're cheating. But either way, we'll figure it out. Come on back in 5.
Take 5.
Big brain football. Breaking news. The Kansas City Chiefs are really fucking good at football.
Kelsey over the middle, length to the end zone, touchdown, Kansas City.
Big reason for that? A lot of big brains running around in Chiefs jerseys on Sunday. What? Monday. What? Thursday. What? In America. What? In England. What? No matter where they play, they have high IQ. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
I hit him with the bang bang, and I just go. Just go. Yeah. His eyes were in the backfield. As soon as I hit the 1-2, I was out of there. I knew I had nothing in the middle.
The middle was wide open because of Sky Moore, rookie, and MVS Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Clear out in a post to occupy the safeties, and Travis Kelce's able to waltz right in for his 72nd NFL touchdown. Bravo, Travis Kelce, and thanks for the big brain football by MVS and Sky Moore.
Who's backside? Glad that was you? Yeah. Were you backside? Good. Baby, way to clear that. Who was that backside post?
Scott.
Huh?
Maybe Scott.
Scott? That way too full. Hey, Scott.
Kansas City's receivers might not be big names in the kingdom just yet, but they got big old brains.
Caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
It wasn't a coincidence MVS was open down the seam. No.
You even crossed the hat. You right on the hat.
Yeah, I literally, because they went inverse. So I saw the safety run way over there. The other ones, so I'm like, safety throughout the half.
Against the inverted safeties, MVS knew that the middle of the field would be wide open. Mahomes had a hunch that the 4.37 speed on a linebacker might be a favorable matchup.
A dart thrown by Patrick Mahomes.
Great job. Yes, sir.
One of the problems sometimes when you try and disguise coverages and drop somebody back late, you can zip somebody right past it. And it's exactly what happened with Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
The safety pressure, immediate invert. That's what it means every time.
Knowing coverages and how to beat them, that's smart football. But what Mahomes did on his second touchdown pass was a work of wizardry in the art of football IQ.
At the 2, they fake the trap. Now Mahomes scrambling to his right, holding it, gets off the hit, now lunging forward, and now fires it right, caught at the back of the end zone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Mahomes with the touchdown pass.
Absolute banana land. Dude takes a snap, scrambles around for 7 seconds, which is almost a full bull ride, okay? Almost full bull ride. Spins, throws the touchdown, all the while remembering that they snapped the ball on the 2-yard line, and he cannot cross that line and still throw a football.
I'm close. You got it. As long as you're there, you're good. That's it.
You get out of the pocket. Great. You make one of the league's best linebackers miss. Even better. But to stay behind the line of scrimmage so you can throw a touchdown, that's some big brain football.
I had to make up for it. I had to make up for it. I had to make up for that. I had to make up for that miss, baby.
2 plays before, wide open touchdown. Patrick says, you know what, too easy. Let's make things a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna miss this pass, be upset about it, but then I'm gonna make magic.
I was able to use my speed to get a little bit of speed to get around the edge there. I was gonna run for it and they kind of flew around and I realized I wasn't gonna make it and I saw Clyde and so I just kind of flicked it up to him.
It's the line of scrimmage aspect of knowing that he's not going to throw the ball, past the line of scrimmage, and Pat is good, but kind of sensing where he is.
Stop, and now he's going to find the receiver. Stop it. Stop it.
The NFL hasn't seen anything like Pat Mahomes, I promise you that. And you saw it today. He's the Houdini of our era, man.
That's big brain football.
Y'all saw that? I know y'all saw that. That's right. That's something you like. You doing man.
I love this Kansas City Chiefs team. I love how smart they are. I love how innovative they are. I love how creative they are. They had a tight end take a snap under center while Patrick Mahomes was having a little thespian acting job to distract everybody.
Now a direct snap, and the Chiefs trying to shove forward, touchdown!
The Chiefs are athletic. The Chiefs are fast. The Chiefs are magical. Andy Reid has a big brain and a beautiful mustache, but most importantly, they have a lot of guys that master the art of big brain football.
Welcome back to Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat today as he is in Kansas and will be joining us here in the next hour. But we have plenty of stuff to get to up until then. Now, a lot of people know there was a Tom Brady. There's a lot of stuff going on around that guy right now. On the field, off the field, everything. Whatever, this dude's dealing with a lot. He really is. And he had a press conference yesterday and gave his comments kind of on the state of football, I think, kind of around the NFL and what he's been seeing when he turns on the tape and watches some of these guys. So, Evie, if you have that, let's pop that thing up.
I think there's a lot of bad football from what I watch.
Whoa.
I watch a lot of bad football, a lot of poor quality of football. That's what I see.
Okay, what's he talking about? What poor quality? Like, what is he pointing to any specific area?
I don't think he's pointing to a specific area, but I forget. I think D-Butt said it yesterday, maybe Tone. Like, there is those quarterback stats that are all down across the league, and then also when you look in division, Mariota completes 7 passes, Baker has the lowest, QBR, and then Jameis has been out, here and there. So it does feel as though overall that there's been some sort of different style of play this year at least, and then
our defense is catching up. That's the question. Our defense is catching up with the offense now.
I don't know, but
I think offenses are kind of settling in. I think they'll get the group, but the tough thing will be once you start to get more and more comfortable in your offense, the weather starts to turn in a lot of places. You're going to be playing with some conditions. That's not great for your numbers.
I've also heard O-linemen say for years now that the O-line play is just getting worse and worse and worse. And you see the really good teams or with the good records and stuff like that, they do have good O-lines.
Yeah.
Maybe that's leading to the poor offensive play that Tom's talking
People are worried about offensive linemen not being able to run block when they come in the NFL because they've only been in a 2-point stance in a spread out offense. But I think that may be overblown a little bit. I know when I've talked to some different coaches, they're like, man, we're a coach. If the dude's an athlete, we can coach him up no matter what system he was at in college. But there probably is less of those road grader guys that are super athletes and also have a rock head and are throwbacks. I don't think there's a ton of those guys around.
I think there's also just a massive divide between the really good quarterbacks in the NFL and guys who are just kind of average.
Yeah.
Even look at Stafford this year, who just hasn't been good, thrown a bunch of picks. He's routinely in that kind of top 10. But you look at the top 5 guys, like Mahomes. Granted, Brady, the Bucs haven't looked great so far this year, but they've been so banged up. Rodgers and Josh Allen, Lamar. Like outside of that, like once you kind of dip off from that like really elite level, like it is just a lot of middling guys, and the quarterback position is so important that I feel like it gets magnified big time when we watch, when you watch football all day Sunday, and it's like you only see 4 to 5 guys who are incredible and everyone else is kind of just like intermediary. It really does kind of shine a light on it quite a bit more.
It's like the elite of the elite, the superstars ruin it for the rest of them. Like these guys are still really, really good, a lot of them, but compared to the top, handful of guys, 5, 6 dudes, like those are the only guys on the planet that can do what they do.
Yeah, and like to the parity point, like the Colts, who we just watched beat the Chiefs. Like I know Kirk mentioned.
Yeah,
like,
how does that Colts team? They beat the Chiefs.
Exactly.
Look what the Chiefs did their last game.
Yeah,
and look what the Colts just did last night.
Yeah, it's absurd. Like week to week.
That's why nothing makes sense.
Exactly. There's no like correlation between what happens the week before and what happens this week, and that's why it's so wild to watch the games because anything can happen. And then like just looking at this graphic, like more than half the league is 2-2. Like there are only 4 of the divisions. The number
everyone's
one
in
is
it.
2-2. Yeah, like everyone's in it. And then you look at the NFC East. Like how many people had the Giants at 3-1, or even the Cowboys at 3-1 after Dak got hurt? Like I don't think anybody expected that.
The Giants taking on the Packers in London, somewhere near London, right?
Yeah.
Well,
in
Tottenham.
Yeah, I believe it's in the
T-
North
town
End.
The town of London.
The North. Okay, where is that close to some of those famous actors that you know, sir?
Like Tom,
where you live?
Like Tom Hardy.
Like Michael Caine.
Yeah, isn't that where he lives?
I read your first page's script. I read the last page's script.
This
If
guy
my
does it
name's
too.
If my name's on both pages, I do a fucking movie.
Is that
Russell Brand?
No. Who was that?
That was also Michael Caine.
Oh, that was Michael Caine. I thought for a second it was. Now when he threw Russell Brand, there, he threw me off.
Stole a ruby.
I thought it was a shaved head guy.
To
Jason
burn down
Statham.
the forest.
No,
No, it was Michael Caine.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
Let me hear this one.
Jason Statham's a little bit deeper.
Statham.
Yeah.
Statham.
Yeah.
I think Tom Hardy's from around there too, which I don't know if you've
What's he
seen on
say?
the internet recently. He's just winning jiu-jitsu tournaments left and right.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, just shows up to jiu-jitsu tournaments under his name. Like I believe it's Thomas Edward Hardy or something like that.
I didn't know that, really?
Yeah, just dominates jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Yeah, he said playing Bane and fighting Christian Bale on a day-to-day basis prepared.
Well, don't forget about Fighter. Don't forget about Fighter.
Shia LaBeouf. Hasn't he worked with Shia LaBeouf? That guy, he might be the
Warrior.
toughest
Don't forget
guy.
about Warrior.
There it is.
Okay, this makes sense now. This makes sense. This
Guy
guy
on the
would go
left.
dominate jiu-jitsu.
Guy on the left is a psychopath, though. I don't know how hard he pulled it off against that guy. Holy shit.
So he must have been, he's been doing jiu-jitsu for years then. If he's going
Since Warrior.
Really? Mm-hmm. That was like 10, 15 years ago.
You ever seen it?
Yeah, of course I've seen it. What are you talking about? Brian Callen, I think, is the play-by-play guy,
Yeah,
or
he
the color
is.
commentator.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, man.
Awesome
It's a
movie.
Great movie.
What's
Beat his
what's
freaking
it?
brother.
Is it called Fighter with Christian Bale?
Yeah, that's about
That's a
the
great-
That's
Wolf
when he-
Fighters.
True story.
That's
with
when he
Mark
knocked
Wahlberg.
down Sugar Ray.
And old buddy lost like 1,000 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Yep.
Christian Bale only weighed like 180. Looks like he weighs 65 pounds in that movie.
Yeah, he's a method actor. He was smoking meth every single day.
You ever seen The
before
Machinist?
movie.
He weighed 45 pounds.
He really did. He won an award for that. He better.
Should have.
If you lose that much weight.
McConaughey did it when he weighed 45.
Yeah, when he
Oh,
did
Dallas Buyers
Yeah.
Club.
and was filming True Detective during that, I think, too.
Oh, okay.
Because he's also
Matt
very
Damon did it in a
skinny.
movie back in the day, too.
What we should do is have McConaughey and Bale lose as much weight as possible and then have them fight.
Yes.
What if they gained as much weight as possible and
They
then
could.
they fought?
I've seen Bale do it. I've never seen McConaughey. McConaughey, he's got a
He's too
image.
healthy.
He's
He's
got
like
an
too
image
healthy, too. He
He
probably
can't
don't wanna
go
get
the
fat.
other way. Bale's gone the other way though.
Are people still all in on Matt McConaughey? Oh my goodness! So okay.
Dog.
This is
How many geese do you have at
Tom
your house?
Hardy. I mean, geese. I do not have any geese. I do not want any stolen valor when it comes to that world. Those guys will make me tap all day
It's
long.
not stolen valor. You did the kickboxing class.
You know what I was thinking?
What a class!
You think someone needs to
Lifestyle.
on the Broncos just needs to walk up and do what Draymond did to Jordan Poole, and maybe that'll change things a little bit in Denver?
Well, do you think anyone on that staff, players or coaches, have ever thought about doing that?
Yes.
So do I. Which I think is probably a natural thing. It's normal. Now the Draymond thing, which we'll break down a little bit later. I know Pat will probably want to talk
Yes,
about
for
it.
sure.
Draymond landed a clean shot on
Yeah.
Poole's face. Now, would you call that a cheap shot?
No, because he got pushed.
He got pushed.
He did, but
he stood in his face, then Poole pushes him, and then Draymond comes and just
Normally when you
great
push,
accuracy, and then he follows up though.
normally
He
when
wants
you
a
push
ground
a
and pound.
teammate, or I don't know if they're friends, but at least a teammate, I don't think you normally expect a punch
Straight
to come back.
Maybe like, hey, he's going to come tackle me and try to get this to the ground, but the straight punch directly to your face.
Yeah, he was not prepared for it at all.
You need to be. That showed me. You need
Apparently.
to always know that's a possibility.
Did you ever fight anyone in the locker room?
No, but I almost witnessed a few weird naked fights when guys would come back after practice or getting
Didn't you
walk into the showers with their towels on, still arguing. Like, all right, let me finish up. I don't want to be here when you guys rolling around.
Didn't you say, your rookie year, you almost beat the shit out of Brett Favre because he stole like $20 out of your wallet?
I've never said that ever.
AJ
that
was
did not happen
because Brett gave it to a good
I
cause.
left my wallet in my car when I was at
saw that
Lambeau.
fucking signing bonus you got, Hawk. I'm gonna need a piece of that.
See, I thought Favre hit you with his towel so hard after a shower that you just lost your shit and sandbagged him.
It started like a
you were
full
driving a
locker
Honda
room brawl.
Split your nutsack.
You were driving a Honda Civic at that point too. So Favre,
You seen Brett's forearms?
Oh,
he
yeah.
towel whipped you.
Oh,
He
yeah.
could towel whip you and put you on IR. I bet.
Yeah.
Bam. You do not want that. It'd
Cut you clean.
Catch you in the wrong spot. Ooh, what if he caught you right in the butthole?
He
like
would.
This kid, like this chess kid.
he might sever your head off.
He's a
And by head,
sniper.
I don't mean your fucking one sitting on your shoulders. Okay.
I knew what you were talking about. Big.
Talking
Good to have
foreskin.
you back. Oh, okay.
Hey, Jay, come here. I'm going to fucking whip that penis right off you.
I don't think he would give you a heads up. I think it would just
Probably not.
happen. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? You gotta look around the locker room,
roll
guys
around.
scrambling around. John Wayne Bobbitt.
Someone get that thing on ice.
Okay.
Now give me $50.
Never took
I want a
anything.
kids
from
meal
me.
from McDonald's.
Never took anything from me, luckily. But what about this chess kid? Before we do get Pat on here in a
Okay.
couple minutes, this is a great lead-in. So this chess kid, there's a chess guy that was cheating. They thought.
He's an American.
Okay, he's an American, and he won some tournament that he normally doesn't win. So we have some infrared probe of this dude's whole anal cavity, or what? What's
Yes.
happening here?
That looks like Ezra Miller's brother. Is that who that is?
It feels like this is just this guy looks like some college kid, and this is a movie where he decided to do this. And yeah, that he did put something up his butt, and an actual chess person said, "Hey, I'm gonna vibrate when you should make this move, or vibrate when you should make this move."
Yeah.
Is that how did the Keister stash, the sex toy, ever come into play? As this is how he was cheating.
People heard it, I think, vibrating off the chair. And they're like, my God.
Now, Con, you could be. Are you serious?
I mean, maybe.
You guys got me thinking.
Well, I
on
think it
this
was
one.
accidentally like up against his prostate, so like every 10 seconds he was also fucking jizzing all over the place. So fucking, it was a little
Did
weird.
that give it away? Every good move he had,
Yeah.
he would just flutter around the place.
Yeah,
there's a chance.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they're cutting back on cheating. They got to do this for fishing now too.
Fishing. I mean, honestly, are they going to do this to every football player now? Every baseball player?
Every fan that goes to Bill Stadium, we know they will.
Because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah.
You think someone's keistering a 12-inch doubleheader there just so they can get it to the game and pull it out and throw it on the field?
Maybe.
I don't know what kind of program this is, but I don't think that's happening, man. You got to be dedicated to the squad if you're going to do that.
We know Bill's Mafia is.
You're right. Respected Bills Mafia. Always will.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Maybe I don't know chess enough.
I don't know how they.
I don't know how this helps.
They're checking his anal cavity?
Like how having something in his anal cavity.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only way was like, okay, some super grand chess master wizard is watching me play. Oh, I put my hand near this one.
Yes.
And it doesn't buzz. Or it doesn't buzz, but I put my hand near this one. Yeah. Oh, it buzzes. Okay, that's what I should do. But how do I know where to move it then?
Well,
a series of buzzes tell me which angle or.
I think that's what it was. Is you go with the alphabet, and like so, they would buzz his bunghole like 24 times. So it's like, okay, I got to go queen here.
Well, he's a Chinese
And then
grandmaster, so he probably knows
Morse code.
Morse code, thank you.
Maybe, but
Morse
so like
code?
they buzz him a bunch of times, and it's like, ooh, okay, queen to rook 4, and he knows like
They
that's
they like choreograph moves. Like if it's
Right.
Oh, you're right. This is even more masterful than I thought. Then
because there's what a certain amount of moves where you can win where that's like very quick where the other person, like if you play it right. I mean, you watch Queen's Gambit, you get it.
It's like old Jimbo right here. He has presets, right?
It's
where he can
Java.
Move. Where
Java,
yes,
dude.
where he can move, all right?
Yeah.
So they have preset codes. Like, boop, 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 boop. If he gets that, he knows, okay, this is whatever.
Okay, bishop to knight 3.
And he thinks, but then what if he needs to redo? Like if you don't hear the coach in
no.
your headset, if you're the quarterback, you like point at him like this. What does he do if he needs more buzzes?
scratches his ear.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Sneezes.
What if he just wants more pleasure? Either way, we're going to take 2, guys. We're going to take 2 minutes. We're going to come back. Pat McAfee will be here from Kansas. Come on back. talk about these masterful halftime adjustments that are made. Is that a thing? And how did you feel in the second half compared to the first?
Did you flip a dry erase board or anything?
A lot of halftime adjustments. Look, I mean, the first 2 plays coming out the half, we had incomplete. We're sitting there 3rd and 10, down by 3, really sputtering. And I think there were 2 big plays that happened in the game. The first one was on that 3rd and 10 at 10-7. I hit Allen down the right sideline. He made a fantastic catch. The ball was a little bit lower. He was kind of pushed to the sideline. He jumps on top at the last second and makes a kind of diving catch in front of him. And sometimes it just takes one play like that to get you going. Now we're not on the 25 anymore. Now we're on the field. We turned that drive into a touchdown to Tunyon after a penalty. That got us going. And they come right back down. They score. We're down 17-14. What do? We respond. We drive down the field. Mason drills a field goal before the end of the 4th quarter. Now we're sitting 17-17. What happens? They drive right back down, score another touchdown, sitting there 24-17, and then I turn to Josh. I said, we're not losing this game. We're right down the field. Had another nice touchdown. Romeo back shoulder ball. Or in the other second play, 24-17, we're down. It's 3rd and 6. Cobby runs a great route. I kind of slide left slightly. Dave did a good job kind of pinning this guy inside, and we kind of passed off the twitch pretty good. But I put a ball in a good spot. Randall ran a great route on kind of a sail, we call it, where you kind of bend in and then back towards the sideline. That got us going. 2 of the biggest plays of the game.
What?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Here we go, Friday, October 7th. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat McAfee here on the Pat McAfee Show. Feel Good Friday. Huge game last night. Football! There it is. It is awesome, and that's why we hit that every single time, and we find our cameras so quickly. And Ty, I said this earlier in the show. I don't like to beat around the bush. We need to get into stuff, right? We need to do stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why we're not going to mess around. We're going to go right now to see our guy. Mr. Pat McAfee is down in Kansas, or over in Kansas, wherever that may be, from where we are right now for game day, for college game day. So let's see if we can pot him up there. What's up, everybody? Mr. Pat McAfee. What's up, Pat?
Hey, AJ, it is an absolute honor to be here in Lawrence, Kansas. I flew over this morning. Did not know that it was going to be quite a bit of difference in the degrees. And I think the camera is frozen currently because of how cold it has become here in Lawrence, Kansas. But there is a welcoming hello that these beautiful people of Kansas, and more specifically, the Kansas Spirit Squad, would like to say to the entire program. Spirit Squad, go ahead and take this thing away.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, we got to dance. Did you think that's all it was?
Saint Rocky. That just happened there, huh? Hey, that's
awesome. Good.
They were saying rock,
It's pretty sweet.
They were saying that. And then the K. Really felt like I was in a church there. I appreciate you all for blessing us with that, Jayhawk fans. Now, they would not be able to hear me or see the show from standing where they're standing, and it is chilly, so this is going to be another one of those situations where thank you. Okay.
What's the temperature?
Really
like, how cold is it?
It's like 40, I think, 40s in the 40s.
Ooh.
I got the tank top on. I put the flannel on over top, feel a little bit soft. Got a Tide Pod that exploded in the armpit layer.
Classic.
It's stabbing me in my armpit. So, I mean, it is certainly a situation I got going on out here. But the Kansas people are fantastic, honestly. They've been very nice, very accommodating. And something that happened that hasn't happened in the last 3 weeks, and I don't know if it normally takes place or not, their coaches came into the hey, watch that.
That's called prayers on it.
Oh yeah, there's that necklace. I know. It was pinching my wires and everything.
Yeah, AJ, you put the.
What about the coaches?
prayer-
What about the coaches? You had to tell a great story.
You put the prayer necklace on underneath the ear pod so that they can get in. It can really properly bless you. It's touching your chest like you're fucking Iron Man, pal. Okay, that thing is.
I've never seen
supposed
the
to be-
movie.
There's Marvel
Well,
Day.
you're ridiculous.
Get it together.
Nonetheless, the Kansas coaches all came into our production meeting. Right after our production meeting, all the Kansas coaches came in, got to meet them all, shake their hands. Let's go shake their hands. They're very nice people, very good team. You know, a lot of people came over from the University of Buffalo with Leipold. It's Leipold, by the way.
Okay.
I had to apologize.
Yes.
Immediately upon meeting him and finding out who he was, which we all know was the situation, I apologize immediately for calling him the wrong name right to his face on College Game Day. Had to do that because I did feel bad about it. He seems to be incredibly cool. Doesn't matter at all to him about that. He just loves ball. But this whole coaching staff has basically come from the University of Buffalo, been together. And a lot of them, a few of them, I guess, I don't know if I talked to all of them, were at the University of Whitewater, Wisconsin for a while. So this coaching staff has been like, I don't want to say working for this, but they've been building this continuity and special, you know, what we're all seeing with Kansas now for years at multiple different spots. And now they're building like $100 million fucking facility here. It's about to become, you know, Kansas, I think, seizing the opportunity of what the Big 12 is about to become with Texas potentially leaving, Oklahoma potentially leaving. Kansas is like, we got a coaching staff that's been there, done that with everything. They won some natties at Wisconsin Whitewater.
Mm-hmm.
They had success at Buffalo. They got a lot of transfers. They have a programs going. I feel like Kansas really is kind of seizing the opportunity of what the Big 12 looks like right now and in the future. And I'm lucky to be here. I'm pumped to be here. And these people,
Hey, tell those cheerleaders they can stand down. They don't have to stand at attention this whole time. Look at them like they are very professional right behind
I
you.
already told AJ, I told him to do the whole, hey, do you guys have a chant? They said, we'll do the rock chalk thing. And I said, cool. Then you guys can go put some more like climate appropriate clothes on or whatever. And they said, this is Kansas. That's what they said. They look freezing. I'm freezing.
Too
They're
tough.
not. This is a fucking Friday for them right now.
Yeah,
They're one of the baddest group of spirit squads in the history of spirit squads down here.
Hell yeah. Is that a Willie Parker jersey or a Minka Fitzpatrick?
I think they're saying free beer right now.
What?
What? Are you guys saying free beer?
Free bear.
No, I think Chris Falik is okay.
Thank God.
I'm just checking.
I think they're talking about beer.
What?
They're trying to throw you some beers up there.
What?
Too early. I walked in with my green tea to the production meeting this morning, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody in there thought I was drinking beers.
What?
So literally everything I said, everybody was like kind of like side-eye smirking it almost because they thought I was just boozed up in a meeting. AJ, what is going on?
He's a big, dumb animal.
Yeah, second time this has happened since you got on. He's just dropping shit left and right.
It's gone.
What
What's
is
your
it?
deal?
I don't think you can hear me, Pat.
He dropped the mic pack. It's underneath the table, AJ. Jesus Christ. Get it
It's not the
together.
mic back, it's the ear things. AJ, what's the deal? It's like literally the easiest thing on earth. And if
Where is this thing?
It's under the table.
I don't think you can hear it.
can you hear that or no?
We can, but
I don't. AJ.
this fucking guy over here.
Hey, AJ, right in front of that desk right there is a basketball. AJ, on the other side, there's a basketball. We'll give $10,000 to one person that retweets this if you make that basketball shot right now.
Here you go, AJ. $10,000 if you make
10
this
G's if
basketball
you make
shot.
it to one person.
From the stage.
Which one?
The stage? Right there.
Which hoop he said?
No. Other hoop.
I mean, you can come out in the middle. Don't.
You can get yourself a little space. I normally go from right next to the desk. $10,000. What?
Oh!
My God. Heartbreak City.
Holy shit.
Heartbreak City, dude.
I'll do it again later.
What?
Soccer move. You saw that soccer move. I didn't even play soccer.
Well, that's because you're an athlete.
That should have
You
been
probably
in.
should've- I agree. That was a really good shot. Is that your first time attempting that, or were you practicing before we went live today?
No, I didn't practice any, but I think I'm better if I don't practice it. Those long shots like that.
Anyways, Kansas is awesome. I'm happy to be here. It's 40 degrees. They say this is Kansas weather. Spirit Squad, we appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat. What do you think about last night? Your Colts got to win. You were worried they weren't going to win. They found a way. They grinded it out. They got to win. Do you think they look great?
There
Come
was
on.
There was a there's a wild chant that just took place behind me, and I'm not sure if you guys heard it. And I'm happy. I'm kind of, if they're going to bring this type of stuff tomorrow, I'm very excited for that. They seem to be quite a rowdy crowd.
I don't know if that'll make it on to game day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that'll
That
make
one.
it.
I don't know either. I feel like this is what happens when I show up in places. People bring out the worst of themselves, and I love it. You know, that was an incredible chant. They seem to be on. I don't know if they have practiced these chants going into game day this week, first time here, but I'm excited for tomorrow. Anyways, last night in the prime shit bowl, a game that showcased punters and kickers doing fantastic things and really being the only playmakers on the field from an offensive standpoint. Both defenses showed up and showed out. Both quarterbacks looked absolutely horrendous. It appeared as if they fell down the what the hell happened to your football ability tree and hit every single branch on the way down. Russell Wilson's making mistakes that we would never guess from a $250 million quarterback. Matt Ryan's fumbling 10 times in 4.5 games as the Colts quarterback. There is 0 yards on the field to be gained by anybody at any time unless the back judge is cutting an Indianapolis Colts safety in half and allowing a catch by 2 guys on the other side of it. Last night was a bore. Last night was miserable. Amazon should, to RG3's point, they should be offering up some type of deal, some type of sale, saying, hey, you had to sign up to Prime for watch this thing. And we know that you've been paying for football games in the past. I saw a lot of people tweeting, I got to pay to watch this shit? Oh, you're paying to watch every fucking game on Thursday night. You've been on NFL Network. You've been paying for that for a long time. You've been paying for TV for a long time. It's a brand new platform that doesn't really have anything else other than the NFL, so I can understand your curmudgeonness about it. But nonetheless, Prime should be offering up some type of deal to people for having to watch that entire game. Colts get a win. We're 2-2-1, baby. Hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl. With that being said, a lot of shit to figure out. We fucking suck. It appears that the Broncos do too. And neither fan base is excited about watching that game last night. We just so happened to fall into a win when we shouldn't have. There was a guy wide open, obviously could kick it and tie it. We could have 2 ties on the season. When was the last time a team did that? Who knows? But I'm happy it's over with. I'm happy we got a win. And I'm happy Colts plus 3.5 hit pretty good for us, although your super boost was out early, pal.
Yeah, Naeem, we didn't really mention it yet. Naeem Hines, third play of the game, I believe, spun back inside and just took a shot. I felt bad for him, trying to get up and run a little bit. It was nasty. We knew we were in for it then, I guess, especially when the parlay, same game parlay gets taken out, with like 2 minutes into the game, I guess, probably.
Pat, you probably also knew when Jelani Pierce was Matt Ryan's favorite target that it probably wasn't a good sign either.
I like that he even mentioned his name. You know,
Sure.
Huh? I don't know if that's accurate or not. I think TCU's got a Heisman candidate, but it appears if in their research, I think they said booze, nuts, pickup trucks, TCU, fucking sucks is what they said.
Okay.
I love what they're doing out here. Honestly, I love the energy. This is a big-time weekend here in Kansas. But last night, Matt Ryan does the tunnel walk with Gonzalez. Oh, Gonza. And it looked natural.
Do you love it? Yeah. Super organic, super natural.
From beginning to end. From dap up to finish the conversation, looked all very.
Where do you
natural,
stop? Hey, on those walk and talks, where do you no one really knows where they're supposed to stop, and then they both kind of awkwardly stop in front of the locker room.
I've never done one, so I don't know how that would go. I think you would stop halfway. I think you would take a couple of steps to indicate that you did do the walk together.
Yeah.
But then natural conversation takes place, like a deep one like that. Probably just going to stop and just have the convo halfway and then kind of, all right, I'll let you go on your way, Matt. But hey, they're trying to try new stuff. They're trying to learn each other. They're trying to learn as they go. Amazon Prime trying to, change the way games are covered. And I feel like I did learn something from that convo with Matt Ryan. It appears as if he does like Jelani, just doesn't know his fucking name. Maybe put their lockers next to each other. Let's get him in there. We need to see more of that Jelani Woods guy on the field. And I understand that there was a time last night where he might have, I think his block, the guy who was blocking him making a tackle. So that's not good for us saying this guy can block well. But the Colts need to figure out a way to utilize some sort of weapons, protect Matt Ryan. And I think a 6'7" tight end alongside Mo Alley Cox with Michael Pittman is going to make plays. I think that's a good way to do it. But I think a lot of hope was lost by a lot of fans last night watching both of those teams going, we fucking stink. And we won, though. So if it's a shit bowl, at least we won the shit bowl. Are they keeping score? They are. We won. That's all I could say, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely should be happy they won, I guess. But when you look at both those teams, neither fan base can be super excited about what happened. But think about what's going on with Russell Wilson, though, Pat. We know the Colts, they win, whatever. What's happened with Russell, and also if you saw Hackett as head coach a little bit throwing him under the bus after the game, are we starting to see is this the beginning of what could be some weird fractured relationships over there in Denver?
I didn't hear exactly what Hackett said after the game. I fell asleep, so I actually didn't see.
I don't know if we have the exact wording, but he basically said he put it on Russell, like it was like you have a pass play called, and Russ didn't like what the run play looked like, so he went with the pass play.
Okay, so I enjoy the fact that Nathaniel Hackett was trying to, probably empower the fact that they've empowered Russell Wilson. Hagler wide open, not happy, takes the helmet off, throws that thing, all around Dahn.
Mm-hmm.
And, he never seems to even look back to anybody on the right side. But I think I saw Orlovsky, who's the authority on these types of things, say they ran a man beater on the backside, right? Where Hagler was. They ran a little pick route, little
Where
one
Hamler
ran a
was
post,
running?
one ran
Yeah, Hamler was super open. If you watch from the end zone view, Pat, I don't know how much you can see it. I think he was thrown to Hamler just 2 seconds late. He finally saw him right there, and he tried to throw it to him, and Sutton just happened to be running right there as well.
Oh, I thought it was potentially Sutton because he was looking to the left the entire time. But you're saying he did see the wide open guy just late. Sutton
I think he saw Sutton, but very late, and was like, "Oh, here I can jam it in still." But
Okay,
who knows?
maybe-
It
I mean,
doesn't
it's hard
really.
to think
It doesn't
for
even
Russell
matter.
Wilson.
Though. It doesn't even matter either way.
But I will say that this particular play and the performance of the Broncos, basically since the day that Russell Wilson got there, and as you were talking about Russell Wilson, they all started chanting "Good Man Brand." Good man brand. I don't know if you heard that. They were chanting "Good man brand," so they're obviously in. There's been a lot of hate on Russell Wilson right now outside. Kyle Brandt cut a promo on Russell Wilson last night on the NFL's network this morning.
And Sierra and his wife.
Well, I don't know about what he said about Sierra, but he called Russ like the biggest poser in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it's like that was almost a rally cry. Not that he was the first person to ever say that, but it's coming from the NFL's network for everybody else to be like this. And it's like, were people waiting for Russell Wilson to struggle? I think that some people obviously were. And I think the way he's played has certainly opened doors for people to attack him, and also getting paid $200 and some million before even stepping foot on the field for the new team. I think there's a lot of setup for Russell to get buried, and he rightfully is getting buried. Now, personal stuff, we can talk about Russ being, clear eyes, full hearts. Here we go. Hey, let's next play's the best.
Come on now, boys.
Talking in cliches, doing that whole thing, and whether or not that's genuine, there's a lot of people that don't think that is true at all. But I will say that Hackett and Russell Wilson, it's evolving. It doesn't feel like it is right now. And I don't think Broncos fans are wanting to wait and to see it to fruition. And they just paid him $200 million. Is Hackett 4 games into his NFL head coaching career with the Broncos already on the fucking hot seat? This is kind of what Sirianni was talking about last year, where he was like, hey, everybody was talking about us being in a rebuild year. In the second preseason game, Bill Belichick was putting his thing all over our face, and our fans were booing us out of the goddamn stadium. So he didn't think that the fans heard that it was a rebuild year. And I think outside looking in with the Broncos, you bring in Russell Wilson. You have that roster where people said if Aaron Rodgers went there, they'd win a Super Bowl. There was no rebuild year thought by anybody, I don't think.
No.
Everybody thought they were going to be great immediately, and they have not been at all. I mean, Ty, the internet has cooked Russ this morning, but Russ hasn't cooked at all, it seems like, as a Bronco. Is it ever going to happen, Ty? Is this guy going to be at Hackensack Diner for the rest of his fucking time at Mile High, pal?
I know, it's unfortunate because he does look like a short order cook at Hackensack Diner right now, making bacon and eggs. But I don't know, we were talking about this earlier. Do you also think, it still feels kind of early, but we're in October. We're a third of the way through the season already. Is there reason to believe that Russ in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks is all of a sudden just going to kind of turn things around? Don't you think they kind of are what they are?
Yeah, I honestly don't know when everything clicks, because if you listen to what Herbie told us yesterday, and he gets and I don't know if it's freezing on your end or just on the TV end. I don't know if the blackouts are causing effects in the actual production of the show or just the way I'm seeing the
Good
show.
on our end.
I don't know.
All good.
Okay, good news. So I won't even worry about that, because this screen is froze up a few different times with me mid-blinking. I'm like, should I keep talking? I'm going to go and do it. But you listen to Herb Street talk, you could tell that the conversation by he and Al and Hackett and Russ and probably others is we're all learning a brand new offense. We're all kind of trying to figure it out. So nobody has really anybody to lean on, including the quarterback, who for whatever reason, the offensive line doesn't even know his cadences yet. And he's been on the team since the middle of offseason. So I think the messaging is that they'll be able to get better and they'll be able to learn and grow and everything like that. But there's nothing from last night's game that makes me think they're going to do anything better next week. How about you, AJ? You know more than me, pal.
I know Diggs has been trying to chime in here for a second.
Pat, to your point, 2 days ago I saw the odds. Obviously, this is probably not a legal sports book, but Matt Rule was the favorite, and then Nathaniel Hackett was second favorite to be the first coach to be fired. After last night, Nathaniel Hackett has jumped up to odds-on favorite to be first coach to be fired this season.
Hey, isn't that bananas, AJ? Think about that. Guy just became a head coach.
But
games
the new owners aren't the ones that hired him. But who hired the GM?
Peyton.
He's been there.
Yeah.
He's been there. Okay, so he's been there. So if anyone goes, it would be Hackett. If the new owners come in and say, "Hey, we want to change things,"
Was it
they're
Elway?
going to change the coaching staff.
Did Elway hire him?
Yeah, it was Elway because he drafted Patrick Surtain instead of drafting a quarterback because he felt like he didn't want to step on Elway because Elway drafted Drew Lock.
Was that real or was that alleged?
Alleged.
Either way, great pick in Surtain.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Hell of a ball player. Both defenses last night. Stephon Gilmore, thank you. That's multiple games where Stephon Gilmore has shown up and won the game for us. Picking the fourth big pass breakup to end the game on Cortland Sutton there on a delayed route. I mean, he has been fantastic for us, and he's been a big pickup. And I think Zaire Franklin filling in and playing. So maybe the Niners defense was able to just completely stall the Denver Broncos. The Colts defense has been able to completely stall the Denver Broncos. But this is the fucking NFL. There's going to be great defenses every week, as Stephon Gilmore just read
What's
this.
Russ
he was
doing
running
throwing
the route.
that, though? Like, if you see Stephon, especially from the back end, Stephon was underneath, rolled with that right off the jump. Yeah, maybe like a half a step behind. Stephon was probably baiting him, too, I feel like. Watch this. Stephon reads it. He just rolls with it. Okay. Not much separation. The ball's actually thrown a little bit behind him, and Sutton, and he has to stop. And so Stephon, of course, just easy work, man. Like, that doesn't happen in the red zone very often in the NFL in games. If that happened in practice, you'd be upset.
Yeah, it feels like the expectations are what is killing the Broncos, right? Like, everyone assumed, okay, they got Russell Wilson.
Yeah, we're a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, they're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, maybe. But also now it's like, hey, it might take them some time, but they don't have time. Like, they're in the Chiefs division.
Hackett doesn't have any time. He sure doesn't feel like he does.
No way. And then you still got the Chargers to deal with. Who knows if the Raiders, completely turn it around. But it feels as though the Broncos season is damn near over, and maybe this is an overreaction. But, like, after last night and what happened with the Niners, it just doesn't seem as if there's any hope going forward.
What's happening? All kind of commotion over there.
Well, I was delivered a hoodie by the incredibly mustache man from last week, if you do recall.
Oh, nice.
Incredible work with the lights. They have sent me a hoodie here at Kansas. Feels like a sweatpant on the inside.
Oh, yeah. You need that.
Soft.
You guys don't know I've been in a hawk house.
It's cold, man. Put that thing on.
Big pop.
This is hilarious. Big pop. Hey, you got to flex. You going to flex for him? Ooh.
What you say, buddy?
You going to flex for them? Give them what they want.
Hell yeah. What if I just took this off? Kind of a weird moment there with these guys.
Did they start to boo?
Yeah, they booed when I put the shirt back on. It's like, whoa.
There we go. Now you're warm and you're supporting the cause.
Oh, yeah.
Rock chalk.
Place is gonna be awesome to watch.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I was for a hoodie. I was for a hoodie. Wait till tomorrow. I mean, I'm learning their chants right now. This place seems to be ready to go. Tomorrow should be quite a scene here. Hey, Lawrence, this is a great hoodie, though.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, zipper pocket in the front.
Looks like you're a quarterback, dude. You got the fucking muff on your front.
Well, the quarterback here is a guy.
Uh-huh.
Jalen, he's an absolute dude. Transfer from Buffalo on the Heisman watch all of a sudden. If he's wearing this, I automatically feel, look, I got a better arm, wide, better teammate,
wide,
good leader,
wide,
a dog,
wide.
Yeah. I mean, rock chalk, dude. Seriously.
Hey,
Watch this. This one's fun real quick. This is a good one.
Yes.
Hey, rock chalk! Yeah, it happens. I guess.
Look at this.
Free beer. Free beer seems to be a new one. There's a couple
legalized vitamins. I see the legalized vitamins sign already.
Yeah, it's right here.
Is that for you or the rest of the game day guys?
This one right here. I think that's for everybody. I don't know if these are my people or game day fans, but we will
definitely just only game day fans there with that sign.
We will. These are game day fans here.
Zeke told me Zeke said one of them has a sign that says AJ is a menace. So yeah, I'm sure that's a big game day fan.
Yeah, there's a massive
there.
AJ is a menace by a Chiefs fan in the back there. Rock Chalk AJ Hawk right here.
Oh, that rhymes.
This one right there. This one right here is a Rock Chalk AJ Hawk.
Hey, where are you? Is the stadium right there?
Great question. I have no. Oh yeah. Stadium's over here. Stadium's right over here. So this hill.
Is this the first you're seeing it?
Is that a tank in the background?
Yeah, this is the first I'm paying attention. Hey, what is that? What is that? That's Camp Neil. What's his name? Neil?
He does TikTok?
It's Campus Bell. And then somebody said that it's for beer, too.
What?
Yeah, I feel like they drink a lot of beer around
You
here.
got a lively
and I do
crew out
appreciate-
there.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's Friday.
That's
what
awesome.
time? Local, we're in Central Time. So that was quite a fuckery this morning. I'm figuring it's a bell tower. It's a bell tower. Thank you. Thank you.
That's
What's
all
the
it
name
is?
of the bell tower?
Pat, I got a fun fact for you, dude.
All right, sweet.
Fun fact for you, Pat. It's Campanile, which from Campana, which is Italian meaning bell. It's an Italian bell tower.
Wow.
Oh, that's an Italian bell tower. Company! I should have known. Oh, I love this place.
Hey, how confused?
Vulture called.
How confused is anybody that's watching the show for the first time today, and everything that you got going back and forth with these people, and that's what I love about all of this, all the inside stuff.
And there's a crowd of people just around with it on the other side. Too.
All
there's
just
a full
responding.
sign. AJ's hands are disgusting. Somebody just turned into the show.
Thank you. Thank
Somebody's
you
a
for
college
thinking of me.
football fan. They're like, yeah, I heard McAfee. He's on game day. He's this new. They got a watch along on ESPN too. I mean, this guy's. Let's check out their show from Lawrence. And then they come in here and there's legalized vitamins and we're all doing the gabagool on this thing. You're right, AJ. I never think about that, but it has to be quite a scene where they log in. I'm told it's on the internet.
Yep.
Not my game day.
What are they talking about? Yeah, that's my favorite. How confused they have to be. And probably makes them mad, too. Probably upsets people.
Certainly. Have you been around me much with other people that don't know me? Yeah, people get very upset about my existence a lot, AJ. I mean,
That's not. No, I'm saying they're not in on it. If they don't understand because I don't understand half of them. Like all the inside jokes and everything. I'm saying for people.
There's a full what chant happening behind me right now, and
Wow.
they got the 10 beers wide.
Yeah, that was sweet.
All right, let's really dive into the meat and potatoes of this show. Okay?
Yeah.
The Super Boost is a problem. We have to talk about it.
Who's got the
Last
next one?
night-
Not me. Who's got the next one?
I'm thinking you got to give it one last go. This is your worst effort yet, and it's
Yep.
not your fault. It's not your fault.
I'll give it a go, but when the 3 plays in, when the whole thing is gone, and we have to worry about somebody's safety, maybe we need to move on.
We are worried about Naeem Hines. We hope he's healthy. That leg lock was scary. That would
Yeah.
have hurt your knee too. That'll hurt your knee too, AJ. That type of hyperextension.
I'm glad this guy's kind of caught him. It was a very scary situation.
Yeah, so we hope Naeem Hines is one of our guys. Okay, that's why he was on the Super Boost. We're big fans of his. It was like when Christian McCaffrey a year ago, when the Panthers traveled to Houston, he pulled his hamstring on the 4th play or something, 5th play, and it was like our Super Boost was dead. Let's remember that going forward. We hope everybody's healthy. We hope Naeem Hines. Let's remember that going forward with the Super Boost, though. Let's think about things that can stay alive. Can stay alive somehow. Thank you, Italian Bell. Thank you.
How was that so clear? That one guy.
I believe he screamed right into my phone here. Yeah, I believe he screamed right into it. But nonetheless, grazie to the company. What's it called? What's it called, Diggs?
That is called the Campanile.
Of course.
Campanile Bell Tower?
Campanile.
Perfect. All right, I've lost you guys completely on the Zoom call here, but
You can't see us?
are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Oh, they can see. They can see. Okay, all right.
Let's
Hey,
go.
good to see you guys. Good to see you guys seeing yourself. They said, yeah, you guys are using Zoom. Very clever. These kids are observant. That's gonna bode well for the future. So's the free beer and the Italian. But for the Super Boost, AJ, we have to we got to hit one. Don't you think? Like, we have to hit one. And to do so, we got to start listening to all of our resources. We got to start listening to Hammered Down a little bit more. Okay. We try to listen every single second. We got to listen a little bit more. Tone, are you guys hot right now, or is the NFL killing everybody?
Well, under parlay yesterday, so we were hot yesterday.
So Tone's got the next one. Tone, you got the Sunday Super
Tony.
Bowl.
Come on, Tone. You got this.
This Sunday?
Hey, you know what we're calling it? You know what we're calling it? We're calling it the Ring the Combine Super Boost. Tone Diggs is on it.
Okay.
Ring the Combine. What's it called?
Campanile.
Ring the Campanile. Grazie. Hit the Super Boost there. Maybe we get the Gabagule and we take all the money, huh? That's what we do on Sunday, Tone. Congratulations, Tone. Ride that horse into
Congrats,
success.
Tone. Thank you, Tone.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you had something to say to him.
No, I don't have anything. No.
Hey,
Yeah,
Pat.
we got any early leads on anything?
No, I'm going to have to. There's a little more pressure on your shoulders when it becomes a Super Boost, so you got to dive back in there a little deeper.
All right, I appreciate it. You're probably going to have to find out at some point, though, so they can put it up on the site.
By the
All
end
right?
of the day.
So,
By the end of the day.
need it yesterday, Tone. Need it yesterday, Tone.
Give me your World Cup picks too. I need those early. Okay.
Don't go to Qatar. That's my World Cup pick.
Yeah, hey, was that real or not? Did we find out what's real or what's not? Did we figure it out?
Some of it was real, but I don't think all
What?
of them were. Like, they said a lot about no drinking,
No yelling.
no
What?
yelling, no being around places of worship. I think there was a no music. But
Wait, is this for the fans or for the players or who?
for the
Everyone.
fans?
No,
Yeah,
for the fans.
If you're planning on now, I actually did
can't go to
send
a
it into the
church?
group text. There's a sign. Free beer, right?
What?
So I think that sign right there would land that guy in jail 15, 20 years.
Bingo.
If he was to do that. Especially if this was a place of worship and he was yelling at a place of worship over there. I understand being disrespectful to the local cultures and everything. But that meme or whatever that was making its way around the internet on what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do if you're a fan visiting Qatar, this is probably the last World Cup that anybody would want to go to.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be a big turnout from a lot of countries at this particular World Cup, which is a damn shame because not only – did they have to build brand new stadiums with air conditionings and fans, and we don't tie?
Yeah.
We know.
The stench of the dead bodies still remains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's like Dahmer's
Whoa, whoa,
apartment.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah, Febreze couldn't fix it.
Allegedly, a lot of people passed away while building these stadiums that were made out of what are they, old shipping containers or
Yeah,
something
shipping
like that.
containers and recycled Coke bottles.
So not only is it that and all the other moral stuff, but also when you get there, there's no changing of the rules for
That's what I thought.
Western civilization.
Didn't you
There's
think they
not.
might have
I guess-
a month-long change of the rules or whatever?
Yeah, well, Connor said that there's maybe a time frame you're allowed to do stuff or in a spot you're allowed to
Is
do
there?
it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's their culture, their country. I just don't know if it's most necessarily as welcoming as most people would think, a world event would be. But I don't think we're going. We're planning on going. I don't think we're going, boys. Everything I do every day is punishable by time in jail.
Yeah.
And I don't do good. I don't do good in jail. I did it for 12 hours. I was trying to escape.
Yeah,
So next one, we'll go to the next one after we're the reigning World Cup champions, Soccer Lombardi champions.
I think the next one's here.
Yeah, that one's on home turf.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not in the middle of America at all. We're gonna have to fly 6 hours to get
Wow.
there.
Yeah,
to get there.
KC.
Remember?
True.
Because Chicago fucked it up.
Thanks a lot,
really?
Chicago.
Yeah. No, nothing.
Oh, there's
in
a
Chicago.
flag.
Here we go.
Jeez, these people are prepared.
Got a sweatshirt too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They're not going to World Cup either. They just told me, I think.
Oh, good.
That's what
no
they-
chance.
Hey, Pat, what do you think of Draymond hitting Poole? Caught him with a clean shot. Do you think that was cheap or not?
Okay, so was that real what we read on The Athletic, or was that Ballsack Sports that said that got sent into the group where Jordan Poole was saying once he gets paid, he's going to build the best pool of all time. He's going to call it the Jordan Pool. Okay. And I guess he had been hammering that joke home heavily. And I don't know, will somebody stop me? Is that a troll account or was that real?
Yes, troll account.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, right below that one is another example. He wrote something about Kawhi that was just completely false, but it was fun.
Okay. Well, with that being said, there has to be some real deep shit there, right? For somebody to go from push to right to jaw, and they're kind of just When did training camp start for them? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, they had summer league, but yeah, I believe the training camp itself started either 2 weeks ago or like a month ago.
But hey,
yeah, but Draymond was with
wasn't
LeBron
done.
the entire.
Yeah, exactly.
But watch Draymond, Pat. After he hit him, though, he went after him and pinned him up against the wall. Like, he wasn't letting go. He was coming back for more.
Yeah, they had to break him up, and we were trying to figure out how it went down.
I think he might have.
Training camps open September 30th, so a week ago.
He might have. He definitely dazed him. I feel like I know Poole finished practice. Jeez.
Man, get out of my face!
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Jeez. And then he like came to clinch, and man.
I respect how many people just stood around and didn't do it.
Yeah, like no one cared. I feel like.
Can the person that's running this Zoom? First of all, I appreciate you very much. You're the best. There's if I'm the last person to speak, my big face comes up over top of this. Can you just keep it on the program feed on the Zoom? I don't know.
You gotta pin it.
Pin it.
Because I didn't see. I've yet to see the punch on this screen, and I think the crowd hasn't either. It's been a lead up. It's been a big
big tease.
It's been a big it's been a big problem.
So what do you see on your screen? Just yourself?
So yeah, when I start talking, it's just
in
my feet.
speaker
Whoever's
mode.
doing this is doing an incredible job.
You just got to go that right button and hit pin.
And that right button.
I don't know how to do this shit. I didn't even know if it was possible. That's why I asked the question. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. Nonetheless, the crowd here didn't get to see the video. I'd like to hear their reaction because he does deliver a big time right through. I mean, that was, the way Shams talked about it, the way Shams chit chatted about it was as if it wasn't, like it was a forcible blow above the neck. And I think we kind of took it as a joke. This is I would like to hurt this fucking guy punch. I think.
Yeah.
AJ.
This is as clean as you can land on a guy too. Normally you don't land this clean. Here we go. You can see it. As long as you don't speak, it won't pop your head up. Oh no! Bam! Jeez. And then he came right to him.
Yeah, they seen it.
Yeah,
they did.
I mean, that's a real fight.
Yeah, there's been other clips of them from the regular season too of Draymond and Jordan Poole getting into it on the bench as well.
I mean, it's one thing to get into and argue with each other and maybe push a little bit, but when you get jacked like that, how do you come back? Like, how are they all of a sudden? That's not like one of those fights where you come back and you're great buddies after that. I don't know how you get through it.
AJ. That's what I was saying because I asked Shams. Remember,
I would
I
be
said, is
so
this like
pissed.
bygones be bygones
Wouldn't
or
you be
what?
so
He's going to
pissed?
say.
If you were Poole, how do you get over that? I would be so mad. Like, I don't know how you get over it.
Well, that's why I asked. Is this like a bygones be bygones or water under the bridge situation? Because we're trying to, before this video came out, we were trying to figure out what it was because it was being made out to be a massive deal for good reason. That's a big time fucking right to that guy's face right there. But if you're Jordan Poole, you're going to have to be a real adult to be able to get past a teammate obviously throwing a punch at you when you didn't expect a punch to come. Now, I'm not saying that, yes. I don't know who did that, but I love you. Somebody just pinned the.
There we go. He pressed the button.
There we go.
I don't know who did it, but I appreciate them so much. But that's a tough thing. He's gonna have to be the one that's gonna get through it first because there's no way he's expecting a teammate to punch him in the fucking face. I don't know if Jordan Poole is a guy or not. I don't know if he's like a brawler, and I know Draymond is. But there's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, Poole got buckled." There's no way Poole thought he was going to get punched in the fucking face right there, right? No way.
Maybe in that situation, if he was outside 2 a.m. outside a bar and you push the guy, then you should definitely be alert. Alert, this dude can hit me at any moment. But I don't think he thought for a second like, "Hey, Draymond's just going to jack me right in the face here." There's no way.
Yeah. So I don't think we got to learn about Jordan Poole's jaw in there. You know, I don't think.
Hey, he came back and finished practice though, man. You eat a shot like
respect.
that, and they said he was shooting around after and finished. Like, I give him credit for that. But also, how did the video get out? Who leaked it to TMZ? Which staffer, whoever did? And now that there is a video too for Poole, I think it makes it even tougher for them to get over this.
Anybody, yeah, because now it's going to be his family,
Always
his friends.
there. And it's always there. Even if you're cool with them, you got to, don't worry, we're cool now. And someone's like, I just saw this video, you getting blasted like 5 years from now.
Well, how about after games in the family section?
Man.
Family section. I mean, they'll figure it out, right? They'll figure it out. They're adults. They'll be able to get past it. People have done terrible things to each other and then been able to move past it.
Yeah.
But that was a lot more serious than I could have imagined. You know, there's a lot of like at football practices, there's fights and stuff like that. There is, but there isn't like a blatant shot to the face like that. Completely unexpected. I don't know how often that happens in the NBA. We might be talking out of turn here. That was a lot bigger than I imagined it to be. And my first reaction was the same thing I tweeted. Damn. Because that was a big deal. I mean, that was not what we thought it was going to be. But they'll be able to handle it, I guess. And nobody wants to miss ring night all against the Lakers.
Yeah, no. That's right.
Nobody wants Draymond. He was going to be on What's those things you put on all your rings?
Brass
All the
knuckles.
rings, yeah, he's coming back for brass knuckles night 2. Draymond Green.
Yeah, it is
What
tough.
a time.
It's tough too for Golden State because they're trying to extend Jordan Poole, and then also there's a big conversation about how Draymond wants an extension, but apparently now they have this whole situation because they want Jordan Poole because he's younger, and obviously Draymond's gone through his whole entire thing. But now it feels like Jordan Poole might not re-sign because of Draymond, or they have to let Draymond go in order to get Jordan Poole to stay.
I know this is Draymond's thing, right? To be like the energy guy and all
Yeah.
that.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
Every time I watch them play basketball, just strict, and I know he created new media and all that stuff.
Right. Of course.
But every time I watch him play basketball, I think to myself, that guy stinks at basketball.
Yes.
Right? But that's not the case. He's very good defensively. He's a vital role for that. That's what I'm always told. And I think
He's like the tone setter, right? Is he the tone setter? Is that what they say for him? Like you can't mess like the. Is he almost like a guy that protects like whoever protected Wayne Gretzky? Like, hey, I'm going to make sure I take care of this team, and teams can't bully us around. Like,
Yeah, sure. Like
so he's a goon. He's the goon for the team.
Essentially, but like Jordan Poole is very good at basketball. Like, remember they were doing like the Splash Bros and the pool or whatever. Like that. That's why it's almost as if they might get rid of Draymond because of this. Because Draymond also wants like a 4-year, $130 million.
They'll never do that, will they? Would they think about giving Draymond?
AJ, we don't know enough. AJ,
we don't.
I
You're
think
right.
we're talking. We don't know enough because every time he can't shoot a shot. The guy can't shoot a shot. He appears to not be completely irrelevant on the offensive side of most games that I watch.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, now, granted, are we only watching Steph and Clay and Poole and everything like that? Are we enamored by that Draymond kind of gets lost in the sauce with his picks and his movement and everything? Like, I don't know basketball well enough, but he feels like he's much more expendable
How
than
old
Jordan
is he,
Poole
too?
at this point.
How old is Draymond?
30s.
Okay, yeah, that's the only reason I say that. Like giving him a longer extension. I don't know what their situation's like, how the salary cap works with them, and what they're gonna do with Poole. I would imagine they want to keep that dude around. When he stepped in for Steph Curry, the dude was lights out, wasn't he?
Stephen A. last night, Stephen A. suggested that Draymond opts out of his contract, signs a 2-year with the Lakers so he can be with LeBron because him and LeBron are boys. So that's an option.
So is Draymond trying to get off that team? I'm going to throw fists at everybody until I get cut from this fucking team.
Maybe.
Is that what he's
Very
trying to do?
possible.
I wonder. No, Draymond seems like he loves it, but I guess we have no idea what really is going on. All like the GM or whoever, different players spoke. They acted like it wasn't too big of a deal, though, right?
Yeah, that was before we saw the video, though.
Yeah. How does that video get out, man? That's like where? How
Clear
does
the
that
bowl.
get out?
All videos get out at this point.
Yeah.
Not WWE. Got to clear the bowl.
Damn right.
Gotta clear. That's literally all I thought as that video was coming out. I'm like, oh, that's somebody up in a suite or up in a hallway somewhere, and they just poked their head in.
Or is that
Got the
like,
phone.
or is that one of the cameras that's set up in the corner, like that's always like a security cam that someone tapped into and sent it to TMZ or whoever?
Maybe.
Doesn't
It's a
that
pretty
look like-
shitty quality.
Yeah, you're right. It could be just cell phone, but man, I'm sure they're alert for people. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's moving.
What's he saying? He said something right here.
Yeah, something about him getting a bunch of money and them trying to ship his ass out. My assumption.
Hey, Draymond, shut the fuck up. Draymond, what?
What'd you say?
What'd you say to me? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me, bitch. What?
And
Get
then
out of
boom.
my face. Oh, night.
Wow.
That's how that went, I feel like. I feel
Yeah.
like we actually did have the captions on there for that. Look at me. What? Get out of my face, bitch.
Oh, he's so clean, man.
Yeah.
Hands down at the side. He had no expectation. Now,
No.
that's another thought. You push a guy, you should maybe think about return fire. But once again, they're a team practice. They're a team practice, AJ.
I know. That's the scary thing about all of that. Like,
all right, we got to do we
Picks.
got to do Tone's Twisted, don't we? Twisted Tea's back with Tone. Tone has a sponsored segment with Twisted fucking Tea, AJ.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, Tone is ready, and then we'll get our picks quick before you get out of here, Pat.
Did you know that Tone has hey, first of all, had a baby, Tone?
Let's go, Tony.
Oh yeah, Tone, this is great. Tone's
I think this could have been Ty's Twisted Top 10. It could have been anybody's. Let's not do that.
Tone.
Oh, it's Tone.
Come on, Tone, listen to them.
Tone.
Look at the people.
Hey, baby Tony. Hey, baby Tony. Hey, baby Tony.
All right, let's do
Proud of you,
Tones.
Tone.
Thank you.
Proud
Thank
of
you,
you,
Ben.
Tone, over here at the Gabagool Bell.
Thank
Attaboy,
you.
Tony.
Thank you. Let's do Tones Twisted Top 10 presented by Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea is super refreshing, hard tea. It tastes like real tea.
Yes,
you know
it
why?
does. Why is
Because
that?
it's brewed with real tea.
What?
Oh, let's
But
get
it's got an
fucking
extra
twisted.
kick. 5% alcohol by volume. Perfect for when you want to get a little twisted.
I love getting twisted.
Here's my top 10 of college football this week. But guess what? 2 teams are twisted.
Is that Tom Brady with a cowboy hat on?
No, that's me with a cowboy
okay.
hat
My
on.
bad.
Tweet us with hashtag Tones Twisted Tea Top 10. That's hashtag Tones
Hey, Pat,
Twisted
tell them to
Tea
keep it
Top
down.
10. And guess what is twisted for a chance to win $500? That's hashtag Tones Twisted Tea Top 10. And guess which 2 teams are twisted for a chance to win $500?
Dude just threw a plunger at Pat on the stage.
Oh, plunger?
What do you want you to put that on your face?
Holy shit, we have a development story.
Someone shit their pants?
The bird.
He's delivering you a plunger. Hey, don't be touching that rubber part. That thing was probably used.
Nice.
Oh,
wow.
Sweet.
Oh,
what is that supposed to be?
It's like the fake arrow through your head.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's get through the shit.
Come on, Tone, take it away.
So I did the hashtag Tones Twisted Tea Top 10. You gotta guess which 2 teams are twisted in my top 10. You
This
get a
is
chance
so
to win
fun.
$500. Also, Twisted Tea is partnered with FanDuel for a free college football pick'em contest with $20,000 in total prizes. You just pick 6 outcome spreads, money lines, or totals, and points based on the money line odds. You can enter now at FanDuel Sportsbook or FanDuel's fantasy apps.
Hey, that was great. Twisted Tea is really good. That was way too long of a read, though.
We got
Let's
to
get
pick,
into
though,
it.
right? Do we have to pick what's twisted?
Well,
you got to tweet the
You got to
hashtag.
use the hashtag.
Oh, so we don't want to do it now. This is for everybody else.
Hashtag Tones Twisted Tea Top 10, and then, you pick which 2 teams are twisted.
Tone, you're such
Chance
a
to win
clever
$500.
character. I never know with you. You're so good at this.
So I think, personally, Ohio State, number 1 outright. Georgia struggled a couple weeks, but got wins, number 2. Alabama tomorrow with Texas A&M. Excited to find that out. USC's got a big one with Wazoo. Clemson's, kind of stepped on NC State's throat. Looked like they were, for the first time, a Clemson team that we had seen of recent history. I think your top 5 is good. Don't you think so, AJ? Don't you think top 5 is clean there?
I don't know if Tone got twisted in that first top 5.
We'll never know. At least not today. You won't.
Well, so then Michigan, are they good?
Yeah, I think so at least.
I mean, they haven't played a whole lot of people yet, but we'll see.
They stink.
Whoa.
Well,
Calm down. Utah at 7?
And then, that's Utah. Hey, Utah, USC tomorrow.
Huge.
UCLA.
No, sorry. Yeah, Utah, UCLA tomorrow. Big game. Both undefeated. DTR is like living up to tomorrow's a massive day for the Pac-12, especially with that Utah, UCLA game. I think there's a lot of rumors about potentially. Never mind. I'm not talking about.
Whoa.
Tennessee at 8. Their offense has been able to do their thing. They got Alabama next week, I think.
Yes.
TCU at 9. Ole Miss at 10. It has to be 6 through 10 that's twisted in my eyes. AJ, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so, but I have no idea who's twisted here. Tone.
That means I did my job. Okay.
You're great. It should be that 6 to 10, I think, but you did your job.
Thanks,
because I
Tone.
can't pick it right
boy,
now. Tone.
Tone.
Great
Oh,
job,
man.
Tone.
Great work, Tone.
Thank
Tone's
you.
twisted top 10. That's awesome, Tone. Good job. Good for you. I'm sure people will guess it. Pat, we got to get through our picks here before you're out of there. I know they need that game day set for everybody else. You ready to do this?
Hell yeah, 12-9. What an electrifying start to week 5.
You're 1-0. I'm 0-1, right?
Yeah, it feels good.
Okay. Okay, the first game Sunday in Tottenham, right? Is that correct?
That's right.
Where is that?
Yep.
Where is that, Ty?
It's in the West End of London.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. So we have Giants taking on the Packers there. The Giants are what? Is that 8?
Yes, sir.
8-point underdogs. The Giants are playing the Green Bay Packers. What's going to happen here, Pat, in this game? Who you picking?
I think Aaron Rodgers is dancing around London town with dogs. He's cutting London promos for the Green Bay Packers social media.
What?
He's a world traveler. He loves plants. He's getting a chance to perform for the European crowd for the first time, which feels like his type of crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Look for Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers to hang some points on that New York Giants Wink Martindale defense. No offense to Wink. I love him. Aaron's a vet. That team's rolling. Give me the Packers. -10 alternate spread if we need to make it happen.
Okay, I like that, man. I'm going to have to stay with you here on the Packers. I think I saw that video of Aaron and the nice dog over there. He's doing well. Got to sleep on the flight over most likely. So, yeah, Packers -8 for me. And then we head into Seattle's going to New Orleans to play the Saints as Pat's throwing back his plunger hat that some guy got him. Is that a thing in Kansas, the old plunger deal going through your head?
I just hucked that thing 60 yards, though.
Yeah,
That's how everybody knows.
Definitely 60.
Definitely 50 at least, 40, maybe 30, 25. I like the Packers. Let's go. Let's move on. Seahawks, Saints, AJ? Is that what we're
Seahawks,
at
Saints,
next
yeah,
time?
what is that, 5.5?
Yep.
5.5 point
Yeah.
dogs the Seahawks are. Who you got?
What's going on, quarterback there?
Geno Smith. Probably going to be
with
MVP.
the Saints.
I know, I'm talking Seahawks.
Nobody has the answer? Saints? Is it Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton, I think, is still the starter, yeah.
Give me Andy Dalton in the Saints -5.5, just because it feels like we're supposed to bet on the Seahawks. I'm going to go ahead and do that whole thing.
You know what? I'm going with you. I'm taking Saints at 5.5 as well. And then we're going to go to Pittsburgh, traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. Pittsburgh, 14-point dogs. A lot has been made of this whole double-digit spread. It's Pittsburgh are the underdogs. What are we doing here? Who are you picking, Pat?
Poyer's out in that one.
I know. Poyer's
and
out.
Dawson Knox.
14 seems like a lot. Kenny Pickett at the helm.
I absolutely love, the Buffalo Bills. Not as much as Bleacher Report loves the Buffalo Bills or a basement loves the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
But I certainly love the Buffalo Bills. But Mike Tomlin ain't losing by more than 14, right? Not at this stage of the season with a brand new quarterback. Kenny Pickett's first start isn't going to be a big-time blowout. Kenny Pickett ain't like that. Can't spell Pickett without it. And he's got it. Give me the Steelers +14. I love it.
All right, you know what? You sold me on that one. I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers +14 because of your Kenny Pickett line right there at the end. Now we move on to Chicago, traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. The Bears are 7.5-point dogs against the Vikings and the Fighting Kirk Cousins. What are you gonna do here?
Who do you like?
I like the Vikings here at -7.5. But I don't know though. I don't love the spread. I think that's a lot of points. Anything can happen, but yeah, I like the Vikings.
All right, I'll take the Bears then on that.
All right, good. 7.5. That's a bunch, man. Okay, Houston.
Well, Kirk's 3-1 for the first time. He could ride that into another win, which I think he will. But give me the Bears 7.5. Eberflus will keep that thing close.
Okay, here we go. Houston travels to Jacksonville to play the Jags. Houston is still the only winless team so far in the NFL. They do have a tie, but they are 7-point dogs against the Jags in Jacksonville. What are you going to do?
Oh,
tough one, man. Good line here.
The Texans have let me down, haven't they? Haven't they?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
But the Jags last week against the Eagles, did they come back down to earth? Or are they give me the Jags -7?
Here we go. I got the Jags -7 too. I was going to take them all along. I thought for sure you'd take the Texans there.
What's your problem?
What's your problem?
Did you even know these teams were playing before this graphic came up?
Okay, here we go. Dolphins traveling to New York, New Jersey area to play the Jets here. Dolphins 3-point favorites. Uh-oh, what are we doing here?
Possible Teddy B revenge game.
Oh, no.
Hey, give me Zach Wilson. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob Saleh.
Hell yeah.
And the Jets at +3. I know I'm friends. I don't know if we're friends, but Christian Wilkins, I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
He seems to be an absolute dog out of Clemson. He grabs some dongs every once in a while and gets, scrappy in the pile. I like what that Dolphins team is doing. I think they're better with Tua in there than Teddy. Teddy seemed to lack a little bit of accuracy when he got in the game last week. That's not good with Salah's defense and Sauce Gardner cooking back there. Give me the Jets +3.
All right, I like that pick. I like the Dolphins here at -3 on the road. I think Teddy is a guy that you want to have as a backup QB. The guy's a starter in the league. He's been a starter. Dolphins -3 here. Moving on. Atlanta goes to Tampa Bay.
Is it because you seen the Jets live and you thought they were so terrible? Is that what?
I thought the Jets were pretty good live, and I think Zach Wilson is pretty good too. But I just like what Teddy is doing, and I like Tyreek. Told the reporter, "Hey, I put up numbers with you, bud. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for me. I'm going to make plays."
Connor, he did not think the Jets were pretty. That was when the Bengals went in there and just shit all over Mangold Celebration. You remember that?
I mean, we know what this guy does. He's lying through his teeth. Okay, we know the Jets stink. I'm very surprised that AJ even had the gourd to sit on that chair and say that the Jets were pretty good when he went and saw them, because they're not.
They're pretty good. They won a football game
Well,
last
I
week.
think they're good enough to be within +3. They just beat the Steelers last week.
Yeah,
that's a great win, but
Great program
and
over
they
there.
do
They're
lead
2
the
and
league.
2. Jets are a good football team. I watch them. They are top 5 probably.
Especially
in the
with
league.
Zach Wilson. He's a guy. He's a dude.
Garrett Wilson
He's a
is
dog.
actually really good.
Oh, he is. I know. I agree.
Teddy B,
Jets have players, man. Let's just see if they can put it together. I don't know. So we're moving on.
Yeah, I think so.
right.
like the Jets. I hope they don't stink.
Atlanta
Especially this
at
week.
Tampa. What's going to happen with Tom Brady? He's 10-point favorites, man. Okay. Atlanta's traveling
Atlanta.
there. You in Atlanta?
Todd Bowles missed practice for personal reasons. Tom allegedly has missed stuff for personal reasons. This is the NFL, okay? I understand they're the greatest and there's a lot of talent. It's hard to win games. The Atlanta Falcons, you know Artie Smith's dad is a bazillionaire. He's sleeping at the facility. He ain't ever fucking missing a practice, okay? He ain't at the stage of his career or life to miss anything. I think the Falcons are a driven team. Plus 10 is a lot of points in a division game.
No Kyle Pitts, no Cordell Patterson.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but winner is the top of the division, so it feels like a little extra motivation for Atlanta while
10
Tampa's
is a
out to
lot,
lunch.
man. 10 points.
And see you guys. Good luck in class. All right, guys.
Back up
give me
running.
Falcons plus 10.
All right, I like the Falcons here plus 10. I just think it's too many points. Evie, here we go. Detroit traveling to New England to take on Boston Connor's squad.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I can't wait to see what happens either way in this game. The Lions are 3.5-point dogs, right, in New England. Is this Axel Hoyer? No, Zappe is going to start.
Yeah, Mac has not been ruled out yet, but yeah, Axel is off. Bailey Zappe would be starting, and I believe DeAndre Swift has also been ruled out. Not sure about him on St. Brown.
Ooh, okay. What do you think here, Pat?
I don't know this one.
Here's what I'll say real quick.
I know what I know.
This is what the Lions do. Zappe gets his first start in the NFL. Take every single one of his overs. He will throw 4 touchdowns. He will throw for 500 yards, and the Lions will lose. This is why the Lions are the NFL, because they allow other players to do this. I promise you. I've seen it so many times.
He's self-handicapping, but at the end of the day, it is a Bill Belichick defense versus Jared Goff. Just going to throw that out there.
Patricia revenge game.
Oh, Matty P. revenge.
Jared Goff putting up numbers this year, though.
Patricia with the Italian flag on his chest.
That's right.
Yep.
What if MC?
Just like this Irish bell here, or Italian bell here.
Yeah.
Give me.
What do you got? Come on.
They had a pick 6 against Rodgers. I feel like they might get one against
What if
Goff.
MCDC walks across the field, slaps Patricia in the face, and yells for Detroit?
Hell yeah.
Probably will.
Then they go down right there.
And also for Detroit, the F, the O, the R, and the D will all be in the same color. Then Detroit to just put over 4 as well.
I love it.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
I got Lions plus 3.5.
Ooh.
Go to hell.
Thank you. Con bailed on the Patriots 3 weeks ago, and he's getting mad at me.
That's
for
not
picking
true.
against them.
Overreaction Monday. I want Lamar Jackson. Sue me.
Give me the Lions.
Come on.
I don't want to give that. I don't want that game to be one that I give up to you in this whole thing.
right.
I honestly have no clue how that game's going to go. I have zero
Guess
fucking
what?
idea.
Neither do they. They don't know either. So we're all in the same boat. Titans traveling to Washington. Carl Wentz, man, I think he's due. It's time. He's heating up. That's why he's 2.5-point dogs at home against the Titans. Which way you leaning?
Give me the Titans. What? Because I got to watch him play last week. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry again. And although Ryan Tannehill is always talked about as a guy who isn't at the top of the fucking charts for everything, he is certainly not Carson Wentz. No offense to Carson Wentz. Ryan Tannehill will manage a game. I think Titans defense is trying to figure it out. They were able to get some big-time stops against the Colts last week. I think they'll be opportunistic against Commanders. Give me the Titans minus 2.5. I like them a lot on the road.
Yeah, this is a game. For a second, I thought about picking Washington. Now, this is one of those that they could find a way to put a game together and win, but I have to go against that. I like Tennessee. I like what Vrabel. He knows the team needs to win for sure right now. So I'm going Tennessee at minus 2.5 here against Washington. Moving on, Chargers traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns here. Chargers 2.5-point favorites in Cleveland, huh?
Yeah, it looks like Myles
Who do you
Garrett
like?
will play, I believe.
What'd you say, Connor?
I think Myles Garrett is playing this week, and just keep in mind the Chargers are rolling with a backup left tackle for the rest of the season.
Give me the Browns. Give me the Browns for sure. I like the Browns at home. I like Brownie the Elf sending me gifts. Okay, not won me over yet, but he's close. I'll take the Browns plus 2.5.
All right, I like the Chargers at minus 2.5 here. And then we're going Niners, Panthers. What's happening in Carolina, man? What?
Camp O'Neal.
Oh, someone ringing?
Oh, it's going off.
Did someone climb the bell tower?
No, Mason Crosby hit it.
Is there somebody in there?
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, top of
It's
the hour.
automated. It's automated. It's
Oh,
automated.
there's a bell tower at Centerville High School with like 3 different steel beams you can try to climb up and ring the bell. It's like a big deal. Yeah, they do.
Sweet.
Well, that's old school. I don't know if they got that here, kids.
We don't need an automated bell. What do they probably runs off an app?
Yeah, whoa.
The last one was pretty pissed off. It was pretty boom. It sounded like the Undertaker was about to fucking walk right down that hill.
Oh, I wish.
It sounded like it's only 1 o'clock though over here Central Time. So you only get one of the big bones. Could you imagine if the smoke would have came and the purple lighting would have came out here and Undertaker rose up in the middle of that fucking hill and walked right down here? What a moment that would be.
Oh my God.
What a moment.
I should try to get that to happen tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It did not happen. It sounded like it.
Hey, Niners at Carolina. What do you think here? You think Baker's going to find a way to get it going?
Niners. Enough. I mean, sorry about it, Rule. I apologize, pal. Give me the Niners.
Niners -6.5 for me as well. We're moving on to the Eagles against the Cardinals. Eagles are 5.5-point favorites on the road against Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. This one's a bit surprising. Okay, who you have?
Coach Sirianni was on the show this week. Give me the Eagles. I don't care what that spread would have been. I would have taken the Eagles, although this does feel like a game where the Cardinals just show up out of nowhere and nobody really understands why or how. And it's like, oh, are the Cardinals back? We don't know. I like the Eagles, though, -5.5, strictly because Sirianni came on the show and was awesome. AJ, your thoughts?
He was awesome, and I appreciate him coming on the show, but I'm going with the Cardinals here, -5.5. I think it could be maybe a 3-point win for the Eagles. That's all I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, bold move. You're taking minus. No, you just said minus, so you have a
okay,
minus
cool.
5.5.
Let's go to the next game. Then give me minus, whatever.
You're feeling the
Cowboys
same way I'm feeling
against
about the
Rams.
Cardinals, huh?
I feel like the Cardinals, it's like boom or bust. Like, I feel like if Kyler's on, he's making people miss, and he's accurate, bam, they can figure it out.
Yeah, there was that stat about them in the first half. I think they're last in scoring in the first half, and then in the second half, they're like top 10. So first half Philly seems to be a great bet as well.
Ooh. All right. You good there? Okay. Dallas traveling to play the Rams here. Dallas, what, 5.5-point dogs? Okay.
Yep.
Cooper Rush still in the lineup, right? Dak not quite healthy yet enough to play?
Do I fall for this again? Do I? What do we do?
What do you mean?
What do we do?
I mean, Micah Parsons on that O-line, what we just saw from San Fran.
Dude, I know. But the Rams, they seem like the team that just has so much hope, because they just want to do. I saw Aaron Donald say he's addicted to the confetti.
Yeah.
He's addicted to the confetti.
They got dogs.
He's a guy. He trains with knives. Matthew Stafford seems to be completely out of sort. Allen Robinson doesn't get the ball. Give me Cooper Kush and the Cowboys to make this thing a 5-0 run for Cooper Rush.
Wow. Let's go.
What's the line again? The
5.5.
Cowboys are 5.5-point dogs?
Yes.
All right, I'll take the Cowboys here on the road against the Rams. Let's see what happens. Me and you both. I feel like we're agreed on too many picks. And then our last one, that's a Sunday night game, right? Bengals traveling to Baltimore to take on Lamar and the Ravens. The Ravens are 3.5-point favorites at home. What are you thinking?
I think the thing about this particular game is we just learned that Joe Burrow gets knocked out all the time in a game. Just learned that in Colin Cowherd show. The Colin Cowherd podcast brought to you by Logan Schwaim's Volume Sports Network.
Oh, yeah. Well said.
Right.
Well said.
Really?
Joey Burrow is very good on that. Joey Burrow opened up a little bit about concussions, about not remembering an entire second half. I'd like to let Joey Burrow know we all get it. You're tough. Okay, he's an incredibly tough guy. Likes to take hits because that's football. He's from Ohio, so we all know what type of human he is inside and out because he is from Ohio. But the whole thought of this guy just being one of the toughest dudes of all time has been cemented. We appreciate you, Joe Burrow. Let's not take any big hits. With that being said, I like Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to bounce back after the piss-poor ending of last week. Give me Baltimore at home, strictly because they're at home. And Baltimore, Lamar's still got to run for that bag. And Jimmy's Famous Seafood is still serving, still serving all their shit.
That's right.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, all right. With that being said, I'm going to take Cincinnati on the road at +3.5. I think they find a way to keep it close. Man, I love Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, their defense, Logan Wilson run that middle read. Lamar is awesome. Lamar is going to make his plays like he always does, but I think the Bengals find a way to make a couple more plays. Joe Burrow plays well, Pat. So Bengals for that one for me. Good job.
Right.
Good job.
You too, AJ. You've done fantastic in the studio. Please don't break everything. It seems like you've attempted to already.
Yep.
To all the boys and you, AJ, incredible week this week, boys. Honestly.
Great week.
Hell
yeah.
Incredible week. Have fun tomorrow, man. Have fun the rest of the day.
I will. It's going to be chilly. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to go to Herb Street's kids game, hop on that plane with them.
Oh, you want to go to Cincinnati, go to St. X? St. X, that's where Kuechly went. St. Xavier's big-time high school, man.
Yeah, remember, still high school football, though. So,
Thank you. They're all really good people. I need to study up for tomorrow so I can impress these folks and for TCU. Let's hope we hit all of our bets that we were riding on together because it seemed like we were on the same side a lot. Let's enjoy the weekend. Let's have an incredible Friday night. And I can't thank you enough, AJ, for doing what you do, pal.
Hey, thank you very much, Pat. We appreciate you coming on here. Have fun tomorrow. Everyone will be tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pat McAfee.
Yeah!
Thank you. With that being said, Tone Diggs, we're going to take a quick 5.
Okay.
We'll be back to wrap up this last hour. Plenty of other stuff going on. A lot of different stuff on this list that Con puts together and different people. You guys all come together and put some great stuff on here.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I still want to get to. I know Minka Fitzpatrick, knee injury that will need to be managed. One of those things.
Don't like that.
No one likes that, especially with Pittsburgh. They need that dude. They need him to get pick sixes every single game.
They need every single guy available.
Yeah. And didn't you want to you wanted to defend Dan Snyder, right? Because you thought that the witch hunt going on against him was unfair.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this? Let's see. What does it say?
That's just what you said before the show.
Letter G. Dan Snyder attorneys say the committee's probe was to, air quotes, destroy Dan Snyder and his family. That's news to me. I didn't know.
Well, who are you quoting? That's what you said this morning.
I don't. I'm just reading G. You guys know I drove in today, so this sheet was made when I got here. It was already done.
Yeah, but the first thing you said when you got here was like, "This is bullshit what they're doing to Dan Snyder."
You guys
can't
know
believe
me
they're
so
trying
well.
to push him
You guys
out.
pay attention to everything I say.
That's
and do,
right.
Don't
Yeah,
you?
we tried to.
right.
You guys. That's why you're professionals.
We tried
Good
to.
job of your. You know what?
Yeah.
You guys all deserve 5. Take 5.
Yeah, we
we'll be
would've-
back. We'll get into all this stuff and all of your guys' lies. Take 5. We'll see you then.
All day.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Sirianni. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way. And I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody would tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Sirianni, your question for Coach Sirianni.
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cementing him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog.
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach first coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like you have to have that mindset as the head coach. Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football, because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Oh,
What you got?
Scissors.
Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
Okay.
I definitely got Jason Kelsey the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that, because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, I think you might have rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do, because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock,
paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I.
Rock,
paper,
Scissors. Shoot.
Oh, you guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper. Scissors. Shoot.
Oh! Dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, Coach. What can I tell you?
It's nice to see that there's still Ken Dorsey's out there, though.
Yeah.
We're talking full fucking fit. Whenever this game ended without them being able to spike it and take a long field goal or whatever the fuck they were going to do. Ken Dorsey here closest. He's a married man, got a medal. Oh, you fucking it. We did it. Damn it. We talked about this all week. We talked about it all week. Get the fuck down.
Son of a bitch.
Break this fucking thing.
Yeah.
I love how the other coach, too, is looking over like, oh, shit. I
Dog
didn't know
guy?
Ken had, maybe he didn't know Ken had this in him.
And the bearded guy should feel good about how he looks right now.
Yeah.
Bearded guy's ponytail, fucking great.
Great.
Top notch.
Beard, unbelievable.
Gumpy.
Looks to be a bit of a thick, stout gentleman. But Ken Dorsey losing his fucking bananas.
Hat.
Taking this, get this. Why is this in front of me right now? Get out of my way, dude. Why are you still on the desk, bro? Fuck you.
Fucking thing.
Bang.
Hey, fuck. Oh, he's
Bang.
going to get fined for that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get fined for that. Tom
lot.
Brady, 1 week ago, broke a Microsoft Surface. Now there's a rule. Hey, no players or coaches are allowed to break anything. Did he break? He's getting fined for that.
100%.
Oh, no.
I thought that's why he was trying to cover the camera at the end.
Oh, so he was saying, hey, fuck. No, I don't think he was trying to cover it. I think he was saying, find me, mother.
Yeah.
Like, I
Fuck
think,
you, too.
boom.
Hey, somebody else came and covered the camera, though. Whatever other coach put his hand over that camera.
No, I think that was Dorsey. I think it was.
No,
Yes.
watch his hand come in.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit,
It's a right
shit,
hand.
shit.
Oh, my God. I didn't even notice that, AJ.
Yeah, you think he's going to cover the camera in the middle of that rant?
No, I
he's
think
going to kill somebody.
I thought that was the shit he
Yeah,
threw.
throw
Something at it.
No, I watched it a few times. That's a hand.
Wow.
Hey, that's good teamwork.
AJ.
Yeah.
That's good teamwork up there. Now, I do believe he's going to get fined for the Microsoft Surface bash after the Tom Brady one became a rule. And maybe that's what the coworker said. Oh, come on, Ken, there's a camera.
They can see you.
Ken, there's a camera. Jesus, you're going to go viral.
Sorry, Kenny.
They're riding in that elevator down to the locker room after the game. And Ken's standing there with his fucking papers all disheveled and Microsoft Surface cracked screen. And his notebook's been ripped in half because he has superhero strength at that moment. It's like he's ripping a fucking phone book. And they hit the basement button to go down there. At some point, there was an awkward silence. The bearded guy is looking to his left. The bald guy's like, oh. And then whoever covered that up was like, you're going to go viral.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Here we go. Friday, October 7th. The Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat here at the Thunderdome. As always on Friday. Football was amazing last night. Big time game that we saw, 12-9. The Colts beat the Denver Broncos. We've talked a lot about that throughout this first couple hours of this show. Boston Connor is still here. Obviously, Ty Schmidt is here. Tone Diggs, great to have you back. Evie's back there. Zito's back there. Gertie is back there. Mitt broke his ankle. He's somewhere. Nick Moraldo is back here somewhere. Bill, I know Bill may be coding somewhere in a back room or something. Bill,
He's slithering.
Continue the great work, Bill. He's my fantasy football GM right now. Makes all the moves for us. Who knows how that's going? Zeet's like a, what do you call it, Ty, when someone does the soundboard? You know, when they Foley work. Someone does Foley work.
Yeah,
they make all
sure.
the noises with their mouth for like movies and commercials and stuff.
Boom.
Boom.
The nice thing about Bill is you can always tell where he's at because, like a snail, he leaves like a trail of fucking goo behind him.
Yeah.
Couple moths.
I don't know, to be honest.
That's kind of scary.
What,
Don't
the
step
goo?
in it.
The sludge?
Yeah, it's sticky.
Behind Bill or
your
behind the
shoes.
snail?
Don't do that anymore. Behind Bill. Behind the snail, I understand, not Bill.
Well, you know, I don't know what he's stepping in. Guts and blood and shit are
They
tough to
secrete
get
it
off your
from there.
shoes.
Yeah, he's not
Skin.
stepping anything. It's coming from him.
Oh.
Okay. Well, either way, we may revisit that later. I was going to ask Evie if he could pop up that slate of games we have for this weekend. So, a lot of different storylines going around, but I wanted to ask you guys. I'd like to get some
Sure.
reports from the boys. Out of all these games, we see all this slate of games up here. I want Ty, you go first. Other than the Packers game, what are you most excited and what do you think like could be a I don't know. Is there a game on there that you think people are all leaning hard one way that you think could be different?
Eagles Cardinals is for sure probably the marquee game that I'm the most excited about, and I think you're right. I think everyone is so. I mean, listen, I love Coach Sirianni. I love the Eagles. I really do, but I do think that everyone is kind of just assuming that the Eagles are by and far the best team in the NFL. This does kind of seem like the game where for whatever reason the Cardinals just give them a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I could. I took the Cardinals, so I'm thinking that, but you just never know. This is one where the Eagles could win by 21, or they could get beat.
Eagles D line is so good, and it just seems like the Eagles. I feel like are kind of not counting the first week against Detroit, where they kind of let them hang around and they came back. I feel like the Cardinals usually play like shit in the first half, and if they get down like 21-0, I just don't know if the Eagles, with how well they run the ball, they're the kind of team who, if they build a big lead, or the Cardinals are going to be able to come back from like a 2-3 score deficit.
Is there anything to these coaching staffs when they're not the same player, but they have the same athletic abilities? What frustrates, like say the Eagles, they know what frustrates their offense as far as like Jalen Hurts and stuff like that. Can you take any of that and try to use it against Kyler? And that's, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely can try it. Just how well do you execute it? The other team knows as well what bothers Kyler, and so they can do whatever they can to try to set him up for success. So that's kind of the cat and mouse game I think you have going back and forth. Con, you were looking at me like you had something. Are you okay? A real question for you, Connor.
Yeah, go ahead.
You are off the Patriots bandwagon.
I'm not off the Patriots bandwagon, but and I think I said this earlier in the week, a lot of our teams who we root for in here have won Super Bowls within the last 20 years. Sure. And when you have a team that you're rooting for that you're watching can win a Super Bowl, and when they don't. And I understand some people, Foxy, and this isn't a shot at Foxy, but he's just looking for 10-7 in a playoff win, and that's honorable.
It's managing expectations.
Absolutely. But when you don't really care about winning playoff games, you more so care about winning Super Bowls. There's just a different, expectation on the season. And that the Patriots, unfortunately, are not going to win the Super Bowl. And I could get excited about, hey, let's make the playoffs this year. But it's really,
who cares? You just want a better draft
pick.
Who
gives a shit? No, I don't. It's not even wanting a better draft pick because, we have $130 million in cap space next year. I would much rather trade a draft pick and sign a big free agent on a long-term deal and a massive deal than draft, someone at the 12th overall pick. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's, I'm still going to root for him.
It sucks this early though. Doesn't it suck this early to feel that way?
1,000%. But I felt like this last year. I still think there's a chance they can make the playoffs. But once again, it's not as if the goal is to make the playoffs. The goal is to win the goddamn Super Bowl, and that's not going to happen. I've kind of turned more so in the fact that with Brady, and I don't know if a lot of Patriots fans are like that, or feel like this, but I do. You didn't really have that, hey, let's take these in because Brady's going to leave next year, because that was kind of, it was kind of surprising when that did happen. And Ty said this about Rodgers, hey, I'm just taking in Rodgers. This might be, one of the last few seasons that we get to watch Rodgers. I'm watching the Patriots now more so like that with Belichick. It's okay, Belichick, it might not be this year, next year, it might not be for another 5 years, but he's on the back half of his career. I'm more so just taking in the gritty games that Belichick somehow puts together. Green Bay, that was an awesome game to watch as a Patriots fan, just because it's damn, this is a Bill Belichick.
They almost won that game.
Yeah, it was a masterclass from Bill Belichick on how to play to your strengths. And Lombardi said it. He was that was a 9.5 point spread. That doesn't make any sense because the way Mac was playing wasn't he was the one keeping them in games. And with Brian Hoyer, there's a little bit of a drop off, but not a massive drop off. So going into that game, I didn't think that way. I was shit, 9.5 point, dogs, Rodgers, Lazard. I just figured that Bakhtiari completely back. I didn't think that there was going to be a good game. So during that is when it kind of turned in my head, wow, Bill Belichick is still the head coach of the Patriots. I have to keep remembering that, and I have to enjoy that. Whereas who knows, what's the other side of Bill? Because the other side of Brady hasn't been that bad, 7-9 1 year, and then Mac Jones. But I could see it being very bad after Bill Belichick.
Whoever does get the job, the Patriots gig after Bill Belichick, good luck.
That's why I hope it's his kid. Because it's all right, well, I feel like that's the only one that makes sense. Where Steve.
And he could talk Robert Kraft into that, I feel like, right? I'm sure he's already been, whatever Bill wants to do whenever he is done, I'm sure he's already laid out a little plan behind the scenes.
Could be a Godfather situation, too.
Yeah, exactly. And I assume no one is going to want to do it. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be like, yeah, I want to be the guy who's coaching the Patriots after Bill Belichick because my expectations are nothing. Like, no, that's just not how it is. The expectation after Bill Belichick is going to be absurd. I mean, who's going to be GM? Like, that's another
gig.
Like,
yeah.
who the hell is going to be the one who's like, all right, I'll step in for Bill now and do the GM?
What if they hire like Rex Ryan or something?
Well, that would be sweet, but I don't see that happening. I think Steve would be like the most, if he doesn't leave, obviously, if another team doesn't poach him, I think Steve would be the obvious candidate. And the thing with the offseason this year was Patricia was doing a lot of the front office business with Bill Belichick.
You think he's being groomed to be the next GM?
I don't know if he's being groomed to be the next GM because the guy that is directly working with Bill now is really good. I think it's Elliot Wolf. I forget.
Oh yeah, Elliot's awesome. Elliot was in Green Bay.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He wanted the Green Bay GM job, or he interviewed for it. A couple other interviews he had for GM jobs, and then he's been in New England for a couple years now.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too is like if Bill is around for 5 more years, the chances of Elliot Wolf still being on the New England staff are like 0. Yeah. Like he'll probably get a GM job somewhere else. But we'll see. I mean, you just kind of enjoying Bill Belichick. Definitely not looking like you asked what I'm looking forward to. Lions Patriots is not on my top 5 of what I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
But it's another game, another week to prove the Patriots are still in it. Might as well get after it.
It's kind of a good spot for you because normally for your whole life you've been the expectations where every game they play you expect the Patriots to win.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that, so now it's like, oh, this is great. Like this is cool. I didn't think we were probably going to win this game, and now we're going to overtime in Lambeau Field.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's very fun. But to your point, yeah. Usually for most of my life, the season didn't start till Thanksgiving because these games didn't matter.
It's like watching your favorite college teams. Like if they lose a game, the sky's falling. Fire everybody. It's over. Like that's kind of how it's been as a Patriots fan for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. And the last 3 years have been the first 3 years of my life where it's like, hey, these September games matter. These October games matter. Like you
guys are shook. People are shook back there trying to readjust to what life is like. Huh?
Yeah, that's why it sucks though, is because those people are the same people who are like, fire Bill Belichick. We need a new, young, cool, hip head coach who's funny and witty and makes jokes at the press.
That helps what you do on the field.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I fucking hate those people.
It's culture.
Yeah.
You're right. Culture.
Absolutely. And, they're showing a little pizzazz. They can relate to the players. All that bullshit. But, I mean, no, I'm just enjoying Bill Belichick while we have Bill Belichick.
Good. Diggs, what's on your mind? I can see your brain just working over there that whole time.
I want to know who the fuck the Rams are, and kind of the Cowboys, too.
You're right. Who are the Rams?
Cowboys, Rams. I'd like to see if they bounce back.
Cowboys are hard to tell because with the whole Dak situation. Correct. But the Rams, starting quarterbacks in it, from all we know, outside he's healthy. Stafford is somewhat healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what are they? Why have they been stumbling? What is it?
I don't know. And I like if they'll show us this week if they are. I feel like if they are a team, they'll bounce back this week because they looked terrible, absolutely terrible last week. And like, is that what they needed to finally give them a kick to
wake them up?
Start
you think?
This season? Maybe because they were all in they were in Cabo all off season. Aaron Donald was thinking about retiring. Who knows what everybody was doing. I would like to see, because they got embarrassed on Sunday night or Monday night, whatever it was. I'm interested to see, if the Rams are an actual team, they should come out and put it on Cooper Kush. But if not, I'm excited to see what that happens next.
I mean, if there's anything we definitely know this year is that we have no clue what's going to happen game to game in the NFL.
There's a lot
the Colts beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Were you guys there?
No, I was not. No. We were not. I believe Nick and the boys and Zito and Foxy were there.
Nick, what was that like in person? You had to be like, oh, these Colts are pretty legit, huh?
No, I mean, they played.
Well, we know you're a tough crowd with Nick.
They weren't wowing you or blowing you away. The defense played really well that game. They had a lot of massive stops, a couple third down stops that were huge. They didn't let the Chiefs convert. They gave the Chiefs fits on offense, but the Colts offense still didn't look all that great. They had go ahead, Foxy. I know they had a handful of plays,
also,
but
I was going to end it by saying, keep in mind, the refs essentially won the Colts that game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, true, but still, they didn't get blown out by the
they were
Chiefs.
in it. Yeah, they were still in it, but I think based on just watching on TV, even though they did win that game, and you can say what you want about the refs, Like they didn't really
No, like,
control the game. Like the Chiefs were
Travis
winning the entire
Kelce
time.
dropped some red zone balls. Like that should have been touchdowns. They had to kick field goals instead. Like it was just a bad game by the Chiefs, kind of.
Every once in a while, you have one of those. Is that the game where Mahomes was arguing with Bieniemy?
Yes, at halftime.
Which that's like a healthy thing. I don't know if people. Luckily, they didn't really blow it out of proportion, but that's like a healthy deal. Didn't Mahomes want to keep going? Like felt like we had more time to go take a shot, and
Yeah, he
Bieniemy's
wanted
like,
to
"Hey,
shot.
calm down, man.
Yeah, he just ran the ball out. He wanted to throw
Let's
it
get into
over.
halftime and not do any damage right now."
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then obviously Chris Jones called Matt Ryan a fuckface and got.
What happened? For real. Okay. What is the abusive language? I feel like if I was the PA member, if I was Chris Jones, I would say, okay, how do I know what crosses the line and what does not? I need to know. You need to list to me what I'm allowed to talk about, right?
Yeah.
If I'm getting fined, I'm getting penalized, that could cost my team the game. I need to know like what the parameters are. Have we heard any clarification?
No, at least I haven't seen anything.
No.
What do you think? What do you think he said, Ty, for real?
Lick my nutsack, fuckface. That's probably something like that. I don't know.
See, that's not abusive. Is that abusive language?
Well, I don't know. Anytime you start talking about licking nutsacks, people.
Can you lick something out? Like, is that
like lick my butthole?
like is that worse? I think that's worse.
You think lick my butthole's worse than lick my nutsack?
Yes.
Well, he might have said that then.
Might have said both. Lick my butthole to my nutsack, bitch. Might have said that.
Now I get it. Now I understand the penalty. I understand if you
That is
combine those
that
two.
is abusive.
Z, what do you think? Is that abusive?
If you would have used the word taint, I think that becomes abusive. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lick my butthole, taint, and nutsack, bitch.
That's gonna be a hashtag for a giveaway.
He could have done that. I mean, I could see that happening.
What was it again?
Lick my butthole, taint, and nutsack, bitch.
Someone's got to remix that into a song. AB, maybe
AB.
Wow.
Is AB going to play again this year? You think?
After his trial in Dubai.
Yeah, what happened in Dubai? Another thing happened with
He's-
that, right?
Apparently, did he steal some jewelry or something like that? And then he just today, I
Sold a
believe,
fake
sold
watch.
a fake watch to somebody.
Sold a fake. He got caught selling a fake watch.
Being sued.
He's being sued for selling a fake watch, one of
For like
those
180K.
Richard Mille ones or whatever they are.
Yeah.
One
Just
that-
like back in the day. Remember, Drew Brees got caught up in some weird scandal with jewelry, right? With whoever he was dealing with, a shady guy.
Yeah, but
he didn't know it was
stealing from the NFLPA, so it didn't really matter.
Oh, that's a separate thing. I
and
think what you're
Drew's
talking
were
about.
mood rings, so
Yeah.
Oh, they
bingo.
were.
Yeah.
What color was happy?
blue,
What color is sad?
gray.
Yep.
Why is that?
It just is. That's just how it
What
is.
color is like in between? I don't know.
Bluish
Yellow.
gray.
Yellow. Okay. Do those work? Mood rings real?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you
But
tell
also,
me.
I thought that they just let AB off the hook because they're like, hey, listen, this guy's penis is as big as the Burj Khalifa. Okay, we saw it when he pulled it off.
When he,
It's
do you think whoever distorted the image, did they add some length and girth
No,
to it, or
no,
that's
no.
just real?
No, have you seen
That's
the
AB's,
video?
baby.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah. I mean, it's
No. I'm saying the video.
No, yeah, the Tiana Trump video.
No, I have not seen that one. He has one where he's exposed in his face and everything too.
she's gnawing on that thing like a Tootsie Roll.
You guys are opening my eyes.
King size.
I see you, Z. Jeez. Okay. There's so much you guys open my eyes to.
Take
Thank
a
you
look.
guys.
Watch that one, and then you'll realize that there was nothing added.
Did he post it?
Yeah, I believe he did actually.
Oh, he's putting his own stuff out
I
like
think it's
that.
penis posted, to be honest with you.
Still, the greatest video of all time is when he's farting in that doctor's face.
Yeah,
the
that is a good one.
chiropractor,
Yeah.
doctor. Oh, sorry.
My
sorry.
bad, Doc.
Oh, my bad.
My bad, Doc.
And he did it like 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the doctor just ate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'd say
AB.
That video blew my mind.
I don't
It
think
really
he's
did.
going to be playing again now.
You don't think he's gonna be playing this
To answer
year?
your original question.
Actually, you and Bill should pick him up on your fantasy team.
Well, if he signs to an active roster, I'll have to send a memo to Bill to see if we can get that done. But I don't know, though. I just don't see him coming back in the league this year, guys. I really don't.
This year, I don't see him
Or
coming
ever.
back ever. Yeah.
So things just keep stacking up on him, huh?
Well, the way he left, like obviously the off the field. shit
That's
one-
amazing, too. He legit took all of his pads
Yeah.
off and was shirtless in MetLife Stadium and just ran around the field in the end zone and then just took off after he was waving to the crowd and going crazy.
Not
right?
in between a quarter. Like
No.
in the middle of a quarter while the team is on the field was doing that shit while they were still playing the game.
All because who was he upset with?
Bruce Arians.
BA, yeah.
Because he wanted more playing time or he felt like he should have got more targets? What was it?
Thought it was targets.
Oh, in his ankle, too.
his
He
ankle
felt like
was
they were
fucked
pushing him out to play even
Yeah.
after he ran that sweet comeback
Yes.
route earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm. Bingo. And then there's all that debate about him trying to get back and like the text messages he posted and then the stuff about
Then
him.
Danny Boy, Hustle Hard, was driving him right afterwards and they're posting videos.
The Guerrero stuff. I forget.
Cameo. He's on Cameo now.
Uh-huh. I know you think it's over for Ben Roethlisberger.
It's not.
But it's not.
What does he say? Don't be
I know you're sad
Don't
about
be sad.
Big Ben Roethlisberger. That's what he said.
Did he take the S out of his name?
Yeah.
Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. But I don't think this is it for Ben. Yeah.
AB
He was
Just
wrong. by
everything
the way.
about AB. Like, it's just what a unique character the guy is.
Yeah, he's a movie character.
He really is.
And the craziest part is that he is like a one-of-one receiver when you look at like the 5-year span.
And like when you talk to anybody that played with AB or against him, whatever, they're like, AB at practice was no joke. That dude worked his balls off, was competing every single down. Like, that's what made him who he is. But then also you got to take the good with the bad, and sometimes there's some off the field and different things that some great players you have to deal with.
I'm excited for him to be on football with Big Ben. This season.
For real. Is he going to get in the basement with those
I would
guys?
assume so.
That'd be sweet. Taste those beers?
Yeah.
How often does
Big
Big
Ben's
Ben?
face.
Oh, what if he did?
He wouldn't do that.
What if he's like, hey, Ben, where's,
episode.
I got to pee, Ben. And he just stands up to act like he pee, but Ben's still sitting down, and he just farts in his face like 3 times.
wouldn't do
Oh,
that.
my bad, Ben.
My bad. Ben's like, hey, this is like that chiropractor. He's like, yeah.
Now drink your beer, Ben.
Yeah, I don't know. Were Big Ben and AB boys, Tony?
I believe they were actually. Yeah.
Okay.
They were tight.
I mean, they had a great connection for
They
a
went
while.
on on boats out on Ben's boat together.
Where was that? Where did he live down south? He has like a lake house, right? Somewhere?
I believe
Georgia.
Georgia somewhere. Where? Oh, is there a lot? It's probably like a
I think
nice.
it's on the same lake that BA lives on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
BA
that's right,
used to play golf with him
Yeah,
all the
they're
time,
boys.
right?
Yeah, they're boys. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he coached for Pittsburgh, too.
He did. It was the OC. And then they said, Ben, you need to quit taking shots. They got BA out of there and brought in Todd Haley.
Todd Haley,
Hell yeah.
friend of the program.
Hell yeah.
Who's he? He's coaching XFL, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or USFL?
USFL.
Oh, yeah.
What team is he coaching?
I believe the Tampa Bandits,
Tampa Bandits.
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, and when does the USFL kick off?
I believe it already has. I think he's already
Fall?
coached.
No, don't say it. No, like last year they had a year.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but when do they start this?
Summer again, probably.
Yeah.
And then what about the
Spring,
XFL?
Same time, I
I'm
think.
confused, but they're both going to play at the same time?
No, I thought the XFL was like,
Like merging, I
a few
thought.
weeks after the
NFL,
Super Bowl.
Well, season
Yeah, it
2
is.
kickoff.
That's the XFL.
Championship was July 3rd.
With Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at the head.
That's right. Do it.
And then
yes.
who runs the USFL?
Donald Trump still?
Is he? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, he's still there, right? From like 1880, he was there in 1985. He's still there,
think so.
still doing it. Didn't they have a Commanders?
I think so.
The old
Renegades?
school USFL. They drafted dudes came out of college and went to the USFL. Some big time players,
Marcus
right?
Dupree.
Steve Young,
Steve Young, that's right. Other guys. I remember talking
Bo
to
Jackson.
Dom Capers coached the USFL. I think 1 or 2 years, and they played in the spring, I believe.
Okay,
I think
so
right, Tone.
XFL starts February 8th.
There we go. Right,
That
That's
is
Isn't that
foolish.
before the Super Bowl.
That's before the Super Bowl.
Pro Bowl
Oh,
week.
sorry, that was the.
That was last year's.
We
round.
can you can work through that, Tone.
After
We'll be back.
2020.
We were back to
That
we're,
might be.
oh Dom Capers. I was
That
talking.
was the
about.
2020 schedule.
Dom said that he coached in the USFL 1 or 2 years, and he's like, it was a great change because these guys have been in the NFL or coaching for their whole lives. Dom is still coaching, by the way, and what a great human he is. And he said the USFL, I believe, played in the spring. And so he's like, it was my first time like ever. I had the fall kind of off. He goes, I went around and watched college games. Like he would go visit college programs, talk to them, learn things, and then go to games. Like, it was actually really cool, like year or two that he got to actually live and be a fan of football. I'm like, that makes sense.
February 18th this year.
That's when the XFL starts.
So week after the bowl.
And the USFL is
Saturday
when?
start.
Huh?
Did you already say when USFL starts?
I was looking.
I thought for some reason they were merging leagues or whatever. Why are we still having 2 leagues?
I thought the XFL was merging with, was it the CFL?
Oh, that's right.
Or they are merging with the league. I just forget
And
which
so we're going to have 2
You should
separate
have-
leagues playing at the same time. Do we know what network either of them are on?
We should put our swords down and put one better league together. Right?
Bingo.
Correct.
Not sure if this helps, but it says regular season will run April through June of 2023.
That does help a lot. See, now we know the
So
time
that's-
frame it runs.
That's USFL?
Yeah.
Yes.
So XFL is probably in
February,
their-
March, April.
Yeah, probably the.
Do they have a chance? Does either league have a chance, man?
I feel like the
hope-
XFL actually might.
If they combined. If you have the Rock, you always have a
Yeah, if
chance.
you're under
Matt
Dewey's
Uses.
marketing arm,
But can you get anybody to continue to come to the games after the first few?
No, I feel like that's why they put the stadiums in cities without teams. Because it's like, oh, okay, if they're football fans here and they can't.
Rod
usually
Woodson's
go to-
Vegas?
yeah.
Vegas Vipers?
Never mind then. I take that back.
Is it the Vegas Vipers? I mean, Vegas, though, it's just they're counting on it. People want to do something. Hey, you're here.
Yeah.
Everyone's a tourist out in Vegas, really, that goes to games, right?
Yeah, it is
Unless
the
you're
Vegas
Dana
Vipers,
White.
but not confirmed yet.
Did Dana get a suite, the Vegas Vipers game?
I
They played
assume
UNLV,
so.
UNLV, I believe.
I know Hines is the head coach of the San Antonio team. Hines Ward.
Oh, he is. Are they playing indoors at the Alamo Dome?
I don't know.
Isn't
Is that
Wade
the Alamo
Phillips?
Dome?
Is that where UTSA
I
plays?
thought they knocked down the Alamo Dome.
No, you have to remember it.
That is true, Diggs. You
Never
should
knock it down.
remember the Alamo Dome. Isn't that what they tell you every time you go there?
That's what I've heard.
Z, what about the Bears? Honestly, how the Bears going to do this week?
They're gonna win.
Is Barry O going to be there?
Don't sleep on Barry O. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Vikings are gonna be a hard game.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Justin Fields got to get it going, man.
I will tell you though, Thursday we will whoop the shit out of the Commanders.
Oh,
really?
Throwing down
Are you that confident?
Yeah, I think that Thursday game will beat the shit out of them. Okay. Like, it's not even fair. Like, don't even watch it.
That's a highly anticipated game.
Don't
for
plan
sure.
on it.
Yeah, I mean, anything could have been better than last night, though. It's honestly awesome for Chicago and Washington now.
Well, our
they have
last
no
game,
pressure.
all we scored was field goals too. So.
Everything will be compared to this one. They'll be like, it's not too bad. At least we had one touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
It's better than Russ versus Matt Ryan. At least Justin Fields can run around a little bit.
What does Russ feel like today? Didn't Russ put out a real positive tweet this morning?
Let me see if I can find it.
Which I understand, and I appreciate his consistency. That's all you ask for. Someone be consistent. Coaches, players, whatever it may be. Don't get on that roller coaster that the season can be. But Russ seems to be almost like on a delusional consistency mindset right now.
Yeah, I don't know. What did he tweet? Like, I love you, Jesus! You are him! Or something like that.
A lot of exclamation marks.
There it is. Do it.
Pretty close.
Here you go, Ty. Can you read
New
it?
day, Jesus, you still get all the glory in the good and the bad. I praise you!
Which is exactly why everything is burning down in Denver.
Was that a Joel Osteen performance right there?
A little bit. Hey, Russ needs to bring the juice now. All right,
mean,
he's starting to maybe be losing the locker room a little bit.
I know Fitzpatrick. I think he mentioned
He could win
at
that
halftime.
locker room back so quickly.
How? Tell me how.
How?
Yeah.
Brings in a couple danger subs, for the boys at practice.
Oh, the one that's beta tested.
If every single guy comes in tomorrow
Locker
and they have a brand new dorsal fin football in their locker, who's to say things don't just fucking turn around?
You know what they
say?
should do is
Who's
they
to
should
say?
stuff that sub in the dorsal fin fucking football, and he should throw it and huck it into their mouth.
2-for-1 marketing deal right there too, man. Russ and Team 3 know what they're doing.
Just like Happy did.
Or maybe he takes, right. Maybe he takes, some of that money he got and he buys everybody like a green egg,
Oh, big green egg so they can smoke some meat.
Yeah.
Popular gift in the locker room.
Solid gift.
PS5s.
Yeah. Takes up a lot of space for the guys that don't want it, but
Yeah.
pretty heavy to maneuver and get around.
Sure.
You think that maybe like a watch, nice watch? you
Sure.
think?
A couple
Everyone loves
Rolexes.
a watch, right?
Everybody
AB will
loves nice
get you
watches.
a discount on some Richard Millie's.
Ooh, those are very expensive.
They
I
might not
appreciate
be.
the discount.
Maybe
They might
like
have to
their own, personalized Bible.
That'd be cool.
Now we're
Personalized by Russ. Personalized.
No,
it?
like with
Number
like
on the inside?
Yeah, number on the inside, inscription with their initials, and then like on the very back, like I praise you, Jesus.
and then Russ signs the inside cover, all of them,
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
Writes them all a note.
Yeah.
That's
Obviously, let's
done.
ride.
That's already probably happened.
Let's ride to the altar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Let's
who's-
pray.
Who's getting married?
Oh, the altar. My bad. Is someone getting married, or are we just we're just praying?
Pray.
Where the fucking
the pew.
priest stands up
Or
there
the
is
pew.
also
Did
called
any of you
the
grow up-
altar, you buffoon.
Any of you grow up in Catholic church?
Apparently he did.
Yeah, I did.
I
went to
did
Catholic
too.
Church.
High school.
I grew up Catholic. Believe me. I
Yeah,
know.
well, it looks like you weren't paying attention, were you?
Well, you might have been paying a little too much attention, Ty. We don't know what you were doing back
Maybe
then.
AJ
What is that
forgot.
supposed to mean?
No, I mean, just maybe you were too dialed in. That's why your sports career didn't go as far as you
No,
wanted.
I mean, I knew that it was called the altar. It's not,
I know what the altar is, but
Well,
normally
clearly you don't.
Normally, an altar is used when you're going to a wedding. But I understand the pulpit
That's
is
not
usually
true,
what the
no.
priest stands. The pulpit. That's like his region.
No,
the
that's
the
pulpit
altar's
is
always
where
right
you're
there.
reading from the New Testament and the Gospel.
What about
okay?
the Old
The
Testament?
pulpit's the thing that you're not supposed to eat.
It's old news, bro.
Of the apple, you'll choke on it.
And right behind the altar is the tabernacle.
That's right.
You guys know way more than I do about the Catholic
Those are also
Church.
the things on the side of the boat.
Tabernacle?
Noah's Ark.
Those are barnacles, Tony.
Were you really thinking barnacles right there? That's the best. Tone, you're the best. Tabernacle, barnacle, you know what? I can see it. My brain
Close.
can put those together too. I get it. Barnacles are like what Shane Falco was scrubbing off those
Bingo.
boats.
Hell yeah.
Yahtzee, Ohio
that
State
movie.
legend.
Multiple different movies.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah blew his
Give me
knee
two.
out, man.
Yep.
Utah, 2. Meatball sub.
yeah.
Meatball
Yeah.
sandwiches like
Great.
we know
That's
Pat
right.
loves those
Yep.
things.
By God,
Absolutely.
Dios, brother.
My buddy is a punter from Australia. He moved back there. He lives there. Once he got cut from the
Australia,
NFL
or-
team, his work visa was gone. He had to take off and go back to Australia.
Yeah.
I've been
that's how it
hearing those
works.
things are tough, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing from our guy Goomp up there. It's tough to get back here, but he was a big time guy, big time punter, huge leg. I love those big Aussies. 6'4", 6'5", does all the water sports. Can
You ever been
barefoot
there?
ski with sharks. No, I never have. You?
No.
This dude, he had like big channels in Australia. He showed me some videos. They go set lines. They pull hammerhead sharks and different sharks out of this deal, and then they come through and they wakeboard and they ski through that region.
Oh, so they get the sharks out and then they go.
Yeah. And I'm like, you get all the sharks? Like, no, but at least we get a couple of the hungry ones. I'm like, oh, okay.
Weapons.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Yeah, Mitch Wisnowski, isn't he an Aussie?
I believe so. This guy actually played with Aaron at Cal too. And what's funny, this guy Dave Loney's his name. He came and visited Ohio State during one of our season, I don't know, my sophomore junior year, and I remember him coming to visit, and then I reunited with him in Green Bay when he was there for about a year or so. Great dude, great punter. And now they've taken over the league, I feel like, haven't they?
Yeah, so he didn't choose Ohio State, huh?
He did not.
Did you host him?
He came. No, he came during the season, so
Did
we were
you
playing.
host a lot of visits?
I hosted some, yeah.
You were undefeated in
Hosted
visits, right?
Schlegs. Me and Bobby hosted Schlegs when he came in.
Nice.
Everyone who visited ended up coming when they stayed with you?
Maybe. I believe so. I helped out on a few different guys, some O-linemen that came that were fun. My house where I lived on campus was kind of like the
center.
It was almost like, we didn't know it at the time. We didn't know when we got it when we were renting it. But it just
Dahmer's
became
house.
that because of, not Dahmer's, not too far from the dorm that he stayed in for 6 or 8 months.
You guys want to see Dahmer's dorm?
I lived there. I lived in that same dorm my freshman year. I learned about it afterwards. The whole Dahmer situation is really blown up now with this Netflix.
Yeah, truly.
Not a documentary. This Netflix series, correct?
Bingo.
I haven't seen all of you guys all seen all of it?
No, I've only watched first episode.
Dita ruined it for me.
Why?
John Wayne Gacy's at the end.
Yeah.
I heard about that. That's why that made me want to watch the last episode. I haven't seen it.
I'm pretty sure they're going to do it for all of them now. It makes sense.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like they're going to do like on each serial killer. Like
Oh, so
that-
you're saying Gacy's the next one?
Yeah,
Gacy's already had his time in the sun, hasn't he?
That was a real doc, though, not like the remade Dahmer series.
That wasn't a scripted series.
Give me actors.
Who's going to play John Wayne Gacy?
Paul Walter Hauser.
The guy who plays him right now, like in
Larry
this one, is-
Hall.
Oh, he's going to play multiple serial killers?
Hey,
he's already one for one.
When you're hot, you're hot.
He is 1 for 1. You're right. But how good does he look as a clown? Because wasn't that part of Gacy's whole deal?
Well, that's why you got makeup.
Because PWH also played the Atlanta Bomber.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's a great actor. He's an amazing actor.
Bomb into
Richard
Death
Jewell.
Park.
Yeah,
I know.
He's also in
Richard Jewell.
Cruella, too. You've
There's
seen
a
Cruella?
bomb.
What's
in
the angle?
What's the angle?
Park.
You should check out Cruella.
Who
with your
did
kids.
watch
You'll
plant
love
that
it.
bomb?
In Centennial Park?
Yeah.
Eric Rudolph.
Yeah. Ron Rudolph.
That's right.
runs.
They tracked him down. He was hiding in the woods. We got him. And then
when
we
they found him eating garbage out of a fucking dumpster.
Taco
right?
Bell. Yeah. he's
Did they
eating
kill
Taco
him or did they put him in jail?
Put him in jail.
Is he in that Supermax out in Colorado, I bet, with like the shoe bomber and the Unabomber? That's where they put a lot of
Probably.
the worst guys.
Yeah.
in gals.
Boston
Under the
Bomber.
airport.
Oh, the Boston Bomber. One of them lived, the
Joe
brothers.
Carr? Yeah.
What a terrible situation that whole thing is.
Yeah, that was wild. That was insane.
They put the dude on the cover of Time magazine or something,
Rolling
right?
Stone.
And what'd they say? For what reason?
I don't know. They were just. I don't know if they were defending him, but there were a bunch of stuff where it's like his brother forced him to do it, allegedly. Like there's just one clip of him from a gas station, and his brother tells him to go rob the gas station. And he goes in, he takes a bunch of stuff, and then before he leaves, he puts it all back, and then he goes. So
There's, like, security footage of that?
Yeah, there's security footage of that. It's actually they show the actual footage from the Patriots Day movie.
That was a pretty good movie. I mean, it's sad, it's terrible how it all played out. But
Yeah,
it was
insane.
Crazy how they were like searching house to house, and he was hiding in a boat.
Yeah, that whole morning.
That was all real, right?
Yeah, so the school I was going to actually, because it was in the same town or next to it, they had to cancel school that day because a lot of the people who went to the school lived in that town, and they were pulled out of their houses like at between like 2 and
Could you not leave
7
your
a.m.
house?
I could. I was on my way to school when I found out I wasn't going to have school because of this.
How far was the bombing from like where your school is?
Pretty far. It was it was downtown Boston. The school itself was in Cambridge, so like it was on Boylston Street, like very far away. But the hospital that they actually put Joe Carr in after, and to be honest, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right. So
It's all right.
It was right across the street from my high school, Mount Auburn. So there was all this media.
What a
all
weird
this press.
time. Like, what was it like being around that? I remember just
It was
watching
insane.
from afar. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts just because like the Boston Marathon is such a massive day because everyone like celebrates it so much, obviously, and so many people run it. In like the way the entire trail or route is. Yeah, exactly. It goes through so many different towns, and people are just like outside. It's like a party day. It's like a whole entire thing. People are drinking, having a great time.
It feels like it's another St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, exactly. The Red Sox play in the morning. Like it is an entire.
Did your high school know, or was there just a lot of cop cars in front of like the hospital?
So he didn't. So I believe they captured him on like a Thursday or a Friday. So by the time we were back in school, they already moved him from that hospital, either to jail or something. I'm not sure exactly where. But that's initially where they put him because that was closest to Watertown where they found him.
Imagine working in that hospital. Not only you seeing like victims come in from it, and then like, hey, I think that's. People probably whispering. I think that's one of the guys that has a hand in this.
Oh yeah, well everyone knew it was him just because like.
They put their pictures out.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right, and that's how they found him. Okay,
Yes.
I remember the movie now with Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a terrible.
It was insane, and they killed that cop at MIT who was just working there. They just walked up and
why?
And it was.
Did they have a reason for all this? Like, what did they?
I really don't know.
Who cares either way?
Yeah, exactly. That was one of those things that was so terrible. It's just like shit. I don't really want to.
Yeah,
know
it's terrible
anymore
time.
about it. Yeah.
What'd you say, Diggs?
I don't mean to change the subject.
Why? Please do.
Speaking of the New England area, sources tell Schultze report.
Mac Jones is playing.
Mac Jones is not playing.
Mac Jones.
Damn it.
First off, they said he had a 6 to 8 week thing, right? And we thought he was going to be back 5 days later.
Yeah. Well, he's a tough guy.
He's tough. But you got to be tough. Here we go. Jordan Schultze, Bailey Zappi will start week 5 versus the visiting Lions per sources. The Patriots rookie QB went 10 for 15, 99 yards in a TD, filling in for the injured Axel Hoyer against the Packers.
Thank you.
That was his first ever NFL action at Lambeau Field.
Hell yeah. Ever. Should be good. I mean, I think Fox hit the nail on the head. Bailey Zappi's going to ball. I mean, I don't know what his anytime touchdown is right now, Tony, but
probably mine is 800.
Yeah,
I'm dead serious
exactly.
when I said that. Like, I am dead serious he's going to ball
Well,
out.
Flynn put those numbers up against you guys,
Bingo,
Evie.
thank you,
Flynn
AJ.
broke the record through for like 6 TDs and 500 and some yards against the Lions. I was there.
Yeah,
Defense is probably worse now.
Also love Stevenson and Harris to score this weekend because they are going to just pound the rock.
Bailey Zappi can play though, man. Western Kentucky.
Yeah,
I called a few of his
Don't count
games
him out.
back. I was doing some games.
Threw
Conference
62
USA.
touchdowns last year.
Yeah, the dude can slang it. He really can.
Plus 850 to score.
Did you see him though on the side? I thought there was a couple cool moments where he was like hugging and beating up Patricia a little bit. You know, when dudes get like excited, you punch each other and you form each other. He had a couple moments with Patricia and Joe Judge like that.
Oh, yeah.
That I feel like they both have. Oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's really no expectation past the Lions. Like, hey, if you go out there and sling the pill, let's go. But if he doesn't, then it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's his first real start. I mean, if we lose to the fucking Lions, the world is falling.
That's what Bill has to be thinking. He's like, I know we got Bailey Zappi in, but we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, Bill doesn't give a damn. That's why I love the running back to score because he's just going to pound the rock, and then they're going to probably stack 8 in the box and see if Jared Goff can spin it all over the yard.
Which he has been this year, though. Evie, doesn't he have crazy numbers this year, Jared Goff?
Yeah, Goff's playing lights out, best offense in the league, but it does feel like they have to come back down to earth, and it would probably be against Bill Belichick. But it's been very, very, very awesome to watch. Let alone the record stinks, whatever, who cares? It's just awesome to have exciting football, unlike last night, for example.
Yeah, if you had to choose, you would choose the way it is now, where your offense is very explosive, puts up yards and points, and your defense just can't stop anybody yet. Your defense can definitely figure it out, but you know your offense can do that and can be explosive.
Yeah, and I'm used to them being bad, so if they're going to be bad, let's just make it fucking fun and exciting and score a bunch of points and be in it at the end, and they've done that in every single game. So, honestly, I know that's a loser mentality, but I'm pretty happy with
That's kind of how they were, though, with Stafford, though, even.
Yeah, exactly. It's the exact same, which is super weird. Yes, awesome offense, terrible defense, lose games.
They run the ball better now, though, than they did with Stafford.
Yes, that's the only difference. Our offensive line is
Number one,
incredible.
actually.
Like, I think Stafford's watching this team right now and how it's built and is like, what the fuck is going on? How did I not have that for 12 years with that awesome offensive line and a running back that can actually rush for over 100 yards? Because I think it literally only happened once or twice in his entire tenure there. It's
wild.
Fun fact.
Tell me.
Detroit, number 1 in yards per rush, number 32 in defending yards per rush.
Yes.
Okay, so if we can take that 32nd ranked defense against the rush down to like 20,
yeah,
they're going to win some football games.
Can that happen, AJ? Can a defense
Yeah.
click?
Yeah, absolutely.
More so than an offense,
Especially
do you
when you're
think?
talking about stopping the run. Like stopping the run, yeah, it's about scheme and stuff, but a lot of it's just mentality and having dudes like up front. We know the linebackers are physical downhill guys. Yeah, things can like click, I think, and you can figure it out defensively on like stopping the run. Now, I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'm just telling you, I think that's more likely than, say, all of a sudden we can't stop anybody. They're hitting us on deep balls and we can't get off the field on third down. Sometimes that's a little tougher to fix, but you can fix stopping the run. I think it's mentality, it's toughness, it's effort. Like it's all that.
Might just take Dan Campbell to go remember the Titans on Aaron Glenn's ass, you know, and just hey, you better shore up that defense, coach.
Hey, Aaron Glenn's got to be feeling some pressure. They're already asking Dan Campbell where he had to say, like, Aaron Glenn is the right man to lead this defense.
Yeah, I know.
Already.
It's already getting loud for Aaron Glenn when last year everyone absolutely loved him, and on Hard Knocks everyone loved him. So it's just funny how fast
Just
things
shows
change.
you whatever. If you win, if you play well, you can do whatever you want. A coach and a player. Aaron Glenn, he could say whatever he wants and do whatever he wants if it was flipped and he had the number one ranked defense really in the nation or in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we knew it first in hindsight, and I think Pat said this yesterday, but when the Colts were tearing them apart, we should have said to ourselves, hey, let's bet the over in every single Lions game because they cannot play defense.
Right.
Yeah, how do you know? Well, Okuda's been doing okay, though. What's their biggest issue defensively, Evie?
Well, that's everything. It's literally everything. Okuda had been doing good, and then he had to guard DK Metcalf. Metcalf, I think, had over 150 yards. So it's literally everything. I'm not even kidding.
So they're giving up 30th in rushing yards per game and 30th in passing yards per game.
Like, it's the most classic Lions thing of all time to finally have the best offense in the league, and then, boom, worst defense of all time. It's like the most Lions thing ever.
Yeah, well, Evie.
But
no team speed.
Truthfully, this is still a rebuild. We still have next year.
You still don't have your receiver back yet either, right?
Yeah, Jameson Williams hasn't played yet.
When will he come back? Do we know?
We have a bye next week, and they're saying all of these guys that have been injured, which we have been banged up, are going to get healthy and be back.
He is a stud.
It should be crazy.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's a stud.
Yep.
Swift is a stud.
Yep.
Hawkinson's a stud.
Yeah.
They really do have a great team.
And our O-line hasn't even been – all the starters haven't been fully healthy playing together yet this year.
Yeah, but they got Skip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Skip's a dog.
There's hope. There's hope in Detroit, right? Isn't that all you asked for, Foxy?
Exactly.
It's all you asked for. And in New England, there's a lot of hope, too, for UConn, man.
Yeah, well, you got the young quarterback. Again, and I just said this about the whole Super Bowl thing. It's just hard having, a team and then watch in the same division a team like Miami or Josh Allen and the Bills where it's like, okay, it feels as though they're level above where the Patriots are right now. But that's why, you just got to take it week by week and appreciate Bill and hope Mac Jones turns into Lamar Jackson.
That just sounds like not any fun compared to what you've done for your first 20 years of life.
Yeah, for my entire life. I mean, I got to live it, so you could say there's stuff.
You're too spoiled, man.
Exactly. There's that, and I've seen them in the Super Bowl, thanks to Pat and SeatGeek, shout out. But also, I got to experience the greatness that'll never happen again.
Yeah, I don't know how you duplicate what Bill and Tom did.
No, it's impossible.
No.
I mean,
the consistency. Like we were talking early in the show, we never know week to week what's going to happen in the NFL. We see the Colts beat the Chiefs. Okay, we didn't foresee that happening. Like the fact that the Patriots for legit 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like are consistently always there, alys pretty much a contender. And how many rings did they win together? Six. Yeah. And then Tom gets one in Tampa Bay.
2001 to 2018.
Yeah.
And they also won, when you really look at it too, 2001 to 2004, 3, and then 14 to 18, 3. And then you also look at how many times they went to the AFC title game, the Super Bowl itself. I think they went to 9 or 10. Like it is an absurd run they went on, and I don't know if you can say it'll never happen again because you look at the Chiefs. Chiefs win it in 2020 or win it in 2019. Go in 2020, AFC title game last year. If they go to the Super Bowl, the AFC title game again, that's kind of the path of it.
If Pat Mahomes gets 3 Super Bowls with 2 more within the next 4 years, then you can start being okay, maybe these guys can challenge what the Patriots did. But man, I think until you at least have 3 rings, you can't even speak on anyone getting anywhere close to what they did.
Yeah, and they got it so fast. But also that 10-year span where it was so 3 and back then 3 Super Bowls was absurd. And still is, but when there was that 10-year span where they didn't do shit, and they went to 2 Super Bowls in between there. One of them was the 18-0 year, and then but they didn't win anything.
Helmet catch.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
In Indianapolis,
winning 2 Super Bowls in a row is just unbelievable. You look at, and granted, there's a lot of time left, but the Rams just look so bad compared to last year, and it's fucking impossible damn near to win Super Bowls in back-to-back years, and the Patriots, for a span there, it's they're going to win it every year.
Yeah. 14, if you look at 2014 on. 2014 was the Seahawks. 2015, they lost in the AFC title game to Peyton and the Broncos. 2016 is when they beat the Falcons. 2017 is when they lost in the Super Bowl to the Eagles. And 2018 is when they won the Super Bowl against the Rams.
Jesus.
Yeah, their run. Yeah, I don't see anyone touching that run.
Well, for Brady, too. 2019, we lose to Tennessee. But then 2020, he's in Tampa. They go right to the Super Bowl and win it.
Are they going to figure it out in Tampa?
I don't know.
Is Tom going to look like Tom soon again?
It's so hard with that off-the-field stuff, I feel like.
Yeah, that and like that. We talked about it all offseason. Like their offensive line is still like super banged up.
Didn't the Bucs do this the first year with Tom, and didn't the Rams kind of do this last year?
The Rams definitely did this last year.
I think the Bucs, who they are now compared to who they're going to be end of November into December, I think they're going to be completely
didn't the
different
Bucs,
looking team.
Remember them losing to the Bears on Thursday Night Football, and it was just the ugliest game.
Yeah, there were some
ever?
hiccups this year. Like, what are the hiccups about? I guess just personnel off the field. Tom takes 12 days. Todd Bowles is missed one day, which whatever. It's not going to change too much, but just weird things you have to deal with, I guess.
Yeah, no Gronk.
I was saying the Rams last year, they started 5-1, but then they did lose. There was a stretch where they lost 3 in a row, so they had that. And then the Bucs, I believe, Foxy, to your point, had a very, very similar thing.
They started slow. The thing with the Bucs is I don't think we've ever seen Brady have any off the field stuff like this within his own camp. Obviously the Deflategate and all that shit is one thing, but his personal go home Tom Brady life, not his football life. It feels like that is something that is completely foreign to us, and we don't know how that is going to affect his game or not.
I mean, it'd be tough. You like to compartmentalize things and whatever. Once he gets to the facility, that's like your sanctuary, all that stuff. But man, can you imagine how different it would be if I don't know what his life is like or what he's doing right now, but all of a sudden you're coming home after your practices and stuff, and you used to have a lively house with all your. I know I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
If I ever walk into the house and no one's there, it's the weirdest thing ever. How quiet it is. It's just awkward. I'm like, what did I do before I had these kids? And then they're there, and it's crazy and loud. But you kind of get that's with your life. You get used to it.
Yeah. The only thing that you could compare it to is when his mom was sick. Before the Falcons Super Bowl, but that was in public. No one knew.
This is super public, man. So he even knows, if Tom wants to go get gas in his car, he knows, he's always been that, worldwide superstar. They both are, but now when there's negative stuff, people just love. It's because it probably makes people feel better about themselves. Oh, this is a real human. Everyone has issues.
That's the thing.
Let him deal with it.
Everyone talks about him like he's a robot. He's not. He's a human being. He has kids, and when you go through shit like this, and anytime, like you said, this is the type of stuff where you would want it to be private and just to stay within your family, and it's not. The entire world knows about it. I don't care who you are. That's got to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, all corners of the world too, because Giselle is the biggest supermodel in the world, and everyone knows her name, and obviously Brady's the biggest athlete in the world, and everyone knows his name. So there literally isn't a facet of society that doesn't know who they are. I feel like.
Oh yeah, even people that know nothing about football.
Yes.
Know everything about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They still do.
It's the exact same as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
When you're a teammate, how do you handle this?
Yeah.
If a guy like that's going through a situation like that,
you're starting
give him space. Don't talk. I wouldn't.
Give him a pat
if
on
you're
the back.
super close with him and you've known him forever, there's moments where I'm sure you're like, hey, man, what's up? You want to talk? You could ask him, what's going on, man? I get it if you don't want to, because I would imagine Tom's probably in a weird spot, hey, I don't want to even deal. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to deal with it. But then he also probably does want to talk about it with somebody. Yeah. Just the right people, I guess. Whoever that may be.
I guess if you're your coach too, that's the person holding the ball for the whole game there, essentially. The game rides in his hands. So if he's not having a good day or shit's happening before the game and shit like that, that's if you're a teammate too, you're like, oh shit, do I? What do you?
Yeah, and how much of it's even. Not only obviously the mental stuff we're talking about, but how much of all of his physical stuff. We know how this dude is rigorous with his TB12 method and all that. Does any of that have to go by the wayside because you have to deal with all of this other stuff that is real life issues you're working on? Tough spot to be in, man.
Yeah, probably a lot easier going home having a couple ice cold wides.
What?
With this kind of stuff going on.
What if he had just putting his feet up, just boozing? There's no way Tom will let himself do that, but
no, that's why I don't.
It's a fun sight to think about.
I don't think we're talking about the on-field stuff because the assumption is hey, it's Tom Brady. Yeah. He's gonna figure it out. He's seen every defense 1,000,000 times over. So that's I'm not as concerned about that. I'm just more so concerned about is the whole team just gonna be okay, this isn't what it was a few years ago. Cole Beasley joins the team.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Retires.
For a week.
Yeah.
So he didn't like something, whatever. I understand he wanted to go back with his family, but the fact that he came out, got there, caught a ball, got a good big third down conversion, his first game in the lineup.
Was on the sideline dressed in uniform against the Chiefs. Was
Yeah.
you could see him talking to Brady on the bench.
And then says, "See, I'm good. I want to go be a full-time dad." Like, okay, what in the last 2 weeks? How did that change?
Well, it probably is like walking around on eggshells around there. Like if I mean, it's the same deal. Like you said, like a lot of times if guys have stuff in their personal lives going around, like maybe their teammates aren't aware of it because the guys aren't bringing that into work.
You're usually
unless,
not.
Unless it's a super like everyone on the team knows what he's going through right now.
Yeah.
And no one, and you can't act like people don't know because everyone does know.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's almost like if somebody gets arrested for something, and then you come in on like that Monday, and everyone's like, the person who got arrested is always looking around like, oh, okay, and then someone breaks the chain first and dives in. Hey man, what happened? Whatever, and then they can talk about it. I don't think this is not a similar situation, but.
Yeah. I don't think Vita Vea is going up to him asking him how his kids are doing.
Yeah.
Your
wife hates you? My wife hates me too.
Yeah, closet. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Maybe we'll bond over that. Ty, there's word on the street that you have a giveaway that you want to explain to all the great people.
Absolutely. You guys know the deal. It is Feel Good Friday. Nice little giveaway here for you.
Let's go.
Tweet hashtag PMS NFL Week 5. Just the number 5. PMS NFL Week 5. Same deal as last week. You just got to tweet a winner from this weekend. Don't worry about the spread or any of that kind of stuff. Just give us a winner. Tweet hashtag PMS NFL Week 5 with a winner from this weekend. Put your Cash app in the tweet, and we will randomly select 10 people to win $500. That's hashtag PMS NFL WEEK 5. Hashtag PMS NFL Week 5. Pick a winner. Put your Cash app in there, and we will randomly select 10 people to win $500.
Thank you, Tashman. Thank you, guys. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Anything you guys want to leave, like to the audience and the great people that watch and listen, like any kind of parting advice, tone, or anything like that? Like you're a dad now, you want to tell people how to be a great dad?
No, I don't know that yet.
Okay, good. We're all searching. We're all trying.
But it did just get announced a minute ago. Looks like the guest picker tomorrow.
Who is it?
Kansas alum, Bob Riggle.
Rob Riggle, yeah, okay.
Nice.
Rob Riggle's awesome. He'll bring a lot of juice. You know he will.
Yeah, Tahoe.
Bob, me call him Bob Riggle, too. See what happens.
Yeah, wait, he doesn't like that?
No, I don't know. That'd be awesome if he punched you in the face.
Yeah.
What if Lee Corso called him Bob and he's like, all right, Lee, bam, broke his nose. Don't do that to Lee. Pow! Lee's yeah, there you go. Is that Zeke back there?
No, it was Nick.
That was Nick.
That was Nick. Good job, Nick.
Little soundboard.
You guys like throwing your
First
voices.
thing, Zeke, yeah.
Like throwing your voices. It's amazing. That was you. Con, what about you? Anything cool going on this weekend?
No, nothing really cool.
Just looking at bums through your binoculars?
Probably, yeah. Just spy on the bums, see what they're doing down there. Meth Alley hasn't been too active lately.
Oh, really?
But I'm sure.
Ever since Goomp left, they don't even want to jump anymore?
No, that's definitely not true. A lot of people still jump out there. Plus, there's plenty of bums for them to go bum on bum action. But with the weather, kind of getting worse.
They're getting prepared.
Yeah.
From South already?
You gonna invite him up to the place?
Oh, absolutely not. Are you kidding me?
I thought maybe you watch a movie or something. Give him a couple
I
hours.
don't care pepper spray for no reason. What are we?
Like when bears get prepared for hibernation, that's kind of what the bums are doing right now around here. The wind and the air is changing.
They're trying to find a good spot where they can hunker down.
Yeah.
Grabbing as much newspaper as they can find for their shoes and inside.
Are they still delivering newspapers?
Yeah, they're still around.
Actual paper?
There's really like two types of bums. There's those ones who live in cardboards, and then there's the one who are like, "Hey, we do petty crimes. Let's do a kind of serious one. Get locked up for 6 months. When we get out, it'll be nice out again."
Not a bad idea. Hibernate in jail.
Yeah. That's
what can you do though? You got to guarantee it's like a 4 to 6 month crime though.
I don't know. If you've had 3 Deweys, get on a scooter and make it 4.
Well, they better take your license. How many DUIs before they take your license? 3?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Or you got to get a deal that blows into it. No, I am not about drunk driving.
8?
I've been scared to death of drunk driving since I was a tiny kid for some reason.
Speaking of,
what?
Your red truck is electric.
Thank you very much.
We all
You guys see it?
Yeah, we saw when you pulled it.
Don't
Glad
be messing
you got
with
it back from the
Got it
junkyard.
back a while ago. Yeah, man. Of course. That's why I told you I still have the numbers from the impound lot still on the window because I said there's no way they're stealing it again when they see the numbers from the impound lot.
You were 8 years old, worried about boozing and driving?
Yeah, I think I was.
Respect.
I think I was.
So the DARE program worked.
The DARE program got me. No, I was always like how you have people that will tell you, oh, I'm fine. Like they've drank however many drinks. I'm fine. There's no way. I'm not drunk. I'm like, I understand you don't feel drunk, but you would blow over if you got pulled over.
sure.
You would blow positive. Like there's no good way around it.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no reason for it.
So the reason I was surprised you had your red truck is because you drove your red Prius here on Saturday. Why didn't you drive the truck?
Now, if that's trying to slander me by saying I drive,
No, you care about the environment.
I never have driven a Prius. My grandpa had a red Prius at one point.
Nice.
He was a race car driver back
Lord
in the day
Hawk.
too.
That's awesome.
Dino, the Dean Machine Hawk.
Dino
Yes,
Hawk.
the patriarch of it all. He's still cruising around.
It's an all-time name.
Well, so he's Dean Keith Hawk, and then my dad's name's Dean Keith Hawk Jr., but he's gone by Pistol since I've been in
E-A-N
second
or
grade.
I-N-O?
What?
D-I-N-O or D-E-A?
Dino, no, D-E-A-N-O. We add the O on for emphasis. I don't think it's
Dino.
on the. I don't think it's on the. That's what my grandma called him, Dino, and it would yell at him. She's not around anymore, but yeah, he's doing great.
Sorry.
Well, I didn't know your real name was Dino Keith Hawk III.
Wouldn't that be?
When did you start going by AJ?
I did ask Pistol, my dad, like, why didn't you keep? Well, I have two older
DK
brothers.
Hawk.
He didn't. He didn't keep it going. I was like, Pistol, did Dino want you to make a third? Like, your first boy to be a third? And he's like, I don't. You know what? I never asked him. He probably did. But he's like, I'm not doing it.
Holy wow, that looks like you. Holy fuck.
Who is this?
Dude, that's your dad.
I do a gamble there.
That's Dino Keith Hawk.
If that was Dean Keith Hawk Senior,
It literally says right there, Dean Van Lienzer.
you know what? If that is my Grandpa Hawk, more power to you, Grandpa. I didn't know you were doing it like that. You look great. But I don't think that's him, guys.
right.
One more time, Ty. What's the hashtag?
Hashtag PMS NFL Week 5.
Hell yeah.
Put your hashtag in the tweet. Pick a winner from this weekend. Don't worry about the spread. If you correctly pick a winner, we will randomly choose 10 people to give $500.
Oh, yeah. All right. We are going to wrap this thing up. Appreciate you guys, everybody here, everyone behind the glass that I can't really see, all the people that aren't here too. Mitt, thinking about you, bud. The ankle, get healthy. I know you Ironmaned his way through what? Lucas Oil Stadium?
Yes,
on
sir.
A broken ankle.
That's right.
Good for you, Mitt.
You're going to throw that football in the hoop?
I'm going to throw
AJ,
the hoop on this hoop right here.
How about if you make that, we'll make it 15 people instead of 10
Boom.
people.
On my seat. I'm going to make one of these from the seat. You ready?
All right, don't hit the
go.
lights. Don't hit the lights.
I'm not. Right here. Ready?
Oh, here you go.
Got another one.
Man, this is a touchy little deal.
Dorsal
Here you go,
Dorsal.
Stop, break the backboard.
Oh, no.
All right, not from the seat, but shoot a basketball.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Ready? I'm going one-footed. Like this.
Well, careful of the
Yeah,
track.
yeah,
Careful of the track.
Watch Jabba.
Oh, one more.
One
Here
more.
you go.
Get a little more juice on it.
All right.
All right, now do the laptop.
Okay, here we go. Now we're good. Thank you, everybody, for that tuned in. Watch this thing. Pat will be back Monday. Check him out on game day tomorrow from Lawrence, Kansas. Obviously going to be a very lively atmosphere. We saw that today. Appreciate the boys, everyone in back. We will see you guys on Monday.
Come on back.